There, that's the first time I did the thumbnail properly.
Thank
Just for you.
Yay!
Just for you.
I appreciate
forgot.
it.
Nice.
I was totally just looking around like this, like
forgot.
what's
Well, that's the
happening?
glory of
Right.
making a thumbnail, because it's usually Amir is committing 150% to something that I can't see. I'm posing.
Boy,
John,
howdy.
we're not sure. Scott's doing his thing. And then Jess is just reacting to somebody. Every single thumbnail, that's what it ends up being. She's like looking kind of quizzical.
That sounds about right.
It's true, though.
I think for one thumbnail, I should just pick up my water bottle and just pour.
I'm not telling you to do this. So if you do,
Just leave the
Understand
little
that
bit
it
of
was on
away
you.
in the
Had to
computer.
be.
You know what's not on me? Affairs and weirdness. Just re-upped their subs, so thank you for that. It's
Thank
appreciated.
you.
Weirdness is apparently just here for the pork rinds.
Apparently they're
Fun for
delicious.
buns to
They are
rinds.
wonderful. Yeah, legendary even.
but not as good as the rats.
Well, that is to be determined. Nobody's tasted the rats.
Roll it. Witscrafts.
Oh no. That's
You're
just
fine,
fine.
wits.
Yeah, you're
Oh, I just remembered what happened at the end of last stream.
Yeah.
I got really excited. I haven't watched it since like Wednesday.
Compliments coming in thick and
There.
fast.
Wow.
That's something.
It's a phrase. It's a phrase.
Title of Pellio.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna ask for a dramatic reading, but not yet from where we think it is. I instead want a dramatic reading from a mirror, actually, because as I understand it, Pellio
Me?
just bought a certain charm, and I would like you to read the description for this charm to the chat. Here, let's set up some music for you.
Oh my god.
From the Journal of Pellio II.
Stupid, I should have taken this.
Like you knew this was about to happen.
It's my fault entirely.
Celestial bliss trick.
It's not like a journal.
Prerequisite charms, 1,000 quarters and ways. The Exalt performs the body mudra of sighs and whispers upon a lover, unleashing a torrent of unimaginable ecstasy. This intense lovemaking lasts at least 3 minutes.
I love that they specified.
Inducing a world-shaking climax in her partner. At least 3 minutes. In the afterglow, the Exalt becomes the object of a temporary defining tie of lust that lasts for essence weeks and gains essence automatic successes to social influence actions targeting her lover for the rest of the scene.
Essence weeks?
Essence weeks. My good boy. When I read the description, this intense lovemaking lasts at least 3 minutes. I was like, okay.
I gave you 195 seconds of amazing, and now you have to do what I say. Real Brick Wall says they just put that bit in so that you can't bone in the middle of a fight.
I mean, it's true. Like, it's
Oh my god.
And then What Snark, which was what I was about to say, but What Snark got there first. I reckon you could still stunt it. Which is just about perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh my
If
god.
anybody wants to encapsulate what it means to be sitting at this table, it is 90 seconds
Fully
of
that.
earth-shattering climax and everything else just being
Okay, so
disappointing.
when you use that, I demand that we all sit in perfect, uncomfortable silence for 3 minutes.
One of the three of you won't be sitting in perfect uncomfortable silence. I'm not going to say which one, but
I've seen the Discord.
Here's the thing.
I know
There's a
what's what.
95% chance it's me.
Look, all I know because my body is a temple.
I know your body's a temple. That's precisely why I bought this
Plan
charm.
on worshiping it.
Hey! Oh, sorry. Sorry. I just
You're all
Oh my god.
flutter.
That's
My
it.
man.
No,
Lindsay.
that's it.
Wait, do you end with my man?
That's the last. That's the.
my man. Sorry, that was way too much.
Was it? No. We passed way too much about 4 sessions.
That's true.
I would
God.
say like 10.
Yeah,
12 maybe.
maybe 20.
I mean, I'm going to remind everybody that the red rule is still a thing, and at the same time,
Yeah.
3 minutes of sitting in contemplation of what is about to occur.
Because we're all picturing it, right? So 3 minutes of, and you're just,
And I'm wondering if I could just like build that up.
Oh my god. It's
mission
done.
control's like, turn him down, turn him down. Oh, no.
You know what? Here's the thing. If you do end up using this,
Okay.
and I don't think you would have bought it if you hadn't intended to. We'll find out. But in the meantime, did anybody else buy anything that was at least as interesting as that?
I mean,
What?
Not at
interesting.
least, no, but I
nothing
bought
Did
like
anybody buy
that.
anything of note?
Yes.
Yes.
Lore 4 and occult 4.
Ooh, coming for my stats. I'm kidding. It's
Stance.
and I bought Essence Laden Missive, which is a linguistics charm.
Nice.
I guess I could also describe it, but there's nothing earth-shattering about it, I suppose. But it infuses a written statement with essence such that it forces the reader to repeat it aloud,
But does it do it?
unironically.
Does it take at least 3 minutes?
Depends on how long the missive is, I guess.
What if those 2 charms are used simultaneously?
Speckled Bird. Just here's the thing. Speckled Bird says, "I got in after the charm name was dropped." What did Amir buy?
Oh, jeez.
We will not be reading it again.
No.
However.
There were 2 sex charms in the entire charm book, and I've bought them both. So, by the powers of deductive reasoning, it's
You
called
are-
Celestial Bliss Trick. For
Yeah,
those who are wondering.
logically that makes you 100%
Sexual
sex.
being?
Yeah, exactly.
Essentially, it's finding the G spot right away.
It's exactly, yeah.
Oh, great. Okay.
Oh, perfect.
All right. Sorry. I need to work
That
more
one was
my
on me. I shouldn't have done that.
So it's just Hitachi Magic Wand method.
Yeah. Yes. I'd like to roll to establish. Every
Oh,
time.
no.
Every time.
No.
Did Nix buy anything?
No. I never will again.
She's just leaving. She's walking away. It's very funny.
Well, I'm glad we've had this moment for all of us.
Thank you.
But it is time, Scott. It's time.
From the Journal of 5 Paths. Last session on Full Party. Seasons change, time passes, but creation still needs heroes, and so the group is moving towards Nexus. Sight of Light had some different human options. Jaya had Thanks for Nyx, and RJ, River Jade now has a grand Gormal. It is now truly hammer time. The group assumes Pellio will want to visit Morden first, but he instead drags them to Nexus' best butcher and best mustache, the friendly neighborhood Ultros. Pork rinds. Wow. A white ribbon? Information about someone in a green sarong on the lookout for anathema? A new connection for Nyx? An ex-Sinus commander, Celine, who had refused to deal in the trade? Ultros does have the juiciest morsels. Visiting Pellio's old theater shows the group why he doesn't trust any of his old Nexus friends. An old man tries to delay them in sight of House Sinus. But even Morden's new theater is uninviting. The theater of Calibration's loss is decidedly anti-Eclipse. Pellio takes the direct, dramatic approach and boffos his way back into Morden's heart. River Jade stands up for Pellio when Morden is furious with him for trading art for jade. Pellio is here, though, to retake the theater. Let's make art, not war. Give me 3 hours. The team is hard at work. Five Paths rewrites Scent of a Lily as a farce to mock the Sinus hero. Nyx offers to catch rats in exchange for free tickets and will also get some nobles drunk. Pellio and River Jade prepare to act and also send away 2 boffo bros. River Jade and Jaya are good. The writing is good. But Pellio is better than transcendent and uses the opportunity to flash his cast mark.
Flashes.
Cast mark.
He's cast mark.
Better. Best.
Ding dong. It's weird.
Do we have any questions before we start?
I think it's just you on stage, right? When this happened? That's my
Yeah, he came out for a curtain
You
call.
came out.
I
Solo.
came out for a solo curtain call.
Yes, excellent.
I don't actually remember the first time I got applause. I don't remember the first time I got applause normally. Must have been something that I had done as a baby, much like the rest of us. I don't remember the first time I got applause professionally. It's wiped from my mind. I do know, however, what it's like to stand on a stage and hear the crowd politely applauding because they have to.
Ooh.
And I know what it's like to stand on a stage and hear the audience leap to their feet because they must. It's 2 different feelings. But in the end, it's still you on a stage staring out into a crowd that you can barely see. And the only thing coming back at you are waves and waves of appreciation and admiration. And I can see how that would be getting addictive for some. You can only ever expect to hear 4 pairs of hands applauding at this table. That's it. That's all we can give you. I can describe a multitude. I can tell you that there are hundreds or thousands of people cheering and clapping for you, but you'll have to tap that memory in your head of a time that someone's applauded for you and multiply it. Multiply it exponentially, because I guarantee you that no one at this table has ever had a moment like Pellio just did. Of course, I also don't think that any of us have performed on a stage and then immediately flashed credentials that show us to be an enemy of the state.
Ooh.
Well,
But it's just happened. Scent of a Lily, a smash success for perhaps the first time it's ever been performed, but we ended with Pellio turning and flaring his cast mark to illuminate the sign above the stage and make it his own. And before the crowd's reaction, I'll ask what the 4 of you do next.
Well, I would like to pull a Nyx and go into stealth and scuttle up into the rafters of the theater. Wow.
This is what Liz does normally.
She calls it the Charlotte's Web.
Well, RJ is backstage behind the curtain, but I imagine poking her head out while this happens, and she would like to summon her hammer from behind the curtain.
So the old.
Yeah. Everything's fine.
I think I'm probably somewhere sort of off to the side of the audience, like not backstage, but watching. And I think Five Pats is gonna try to gauge the mood of the crowd. What has changed, based on
5 experience points to whoever kills the fly. By the way.
regular. Let's fucking go.
You want to do this on stream? All right.
Oh shit, here we go. Oh my god.
Pellio.
It's the fly hunting music.
Sunlight really is the best disinfectant. And he just saunters off backstage.
What? Doubling down. That's our Pellio.
All right. Now, Nix, will you remind us what you did in preparation for this moment?
Yes. So, on all of the dignitaries, the upper class people who have reserved seating, they were all given a sealed bottle of champagne, which was very, very strong. She wanted to get them hella drunk, so put highly concentrated alcohol in each of their bottles on their seats.
What about the rats?
The rats are just delicious skewered rats. And there was a raffle to win a year's supply of meats.
And they're on really pointy sticks.
And they're on really pointy sticks,
Ah,
so
yes.
she equipped all of the peasants with shivs.
And the rats weren't overly seasoned,
The rats are fine. There's nothing happening to those who eat the rats.
right, Jade?
Except a jolly good time. Jaya.
I don't know what
Where's
you're
Jade?
talking about.
Oh no,
Oh.
not the rats.
I do remember now.
So, let's see. Just for my own edification, I'm going to figure out exactly how drunk certain people are, but the crowd is starting to get whipped into a certain frenzy. Now, whether you want to encourage this or not,
As I go backstage,
Hi.
I call Morden over, and I ask him.
We
Tied
tied
up.
them
remember
up.
that you tied him up.
We tied him up. Okay, so I run over and I untie him, and I.
Doesn't this defeat the whole purpose of me
We're
being
supposed to
tied
leave him
up?
tied up, so it looks like he was taken prisoner.
I know.
Oh,
I'm not
okay,
gonna.
oh, good.
Okay, I don't untie him, but
You talk at him.
I talk to him. My plan is to imitate the accent of the lower classes of Nexus, and to start crying out that, you know, I don't know what. The sun has arrived to burn away corruption in the realm.
Sounds
Something
pretty
like
good,
that.
actually.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd say
That's
that's
cool.
So, and I'm inviting Morden to do the same, and the two of us are just gonna like voice work our way into like rousing a bit of a sense of rebellion.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Covert rabble.
covert rabble rousing.
It only takes 1 or 2 repetitions before the crowd is starting to take up the chant. Let's roll some resistance, shall we? This is going to be for the normal dignitaries. Okay. And this is going to be for the higher placed. Okay. Immediately you see that there are 4 people who stand up in the back, and they have very serious looks on their face. They're obviously a lot more disciplined and trained because they're not immediately like just shouting with the rest of them, and they're also not immediately shouting back, but they can sense that there's something very wrong. However, there's an additional 15 people who stand up, somewhat red in the face, who are
Well done, Nick.
Thank you.
And half of them are condemning what just happened and calling for the heads of the actors on stage, and half of them, they're right. They're absolutely right. Yeah. So at this point, we have a crowd. The crowd has been swayed. We have half the Sinus dignitaries who are essentially swayed against their own house. Half of them who are belligerently drunk and deciding that they are going to quash this rebellion. And about 4 people who look quite serious and look like they are pretty stable. Perhaps they didn't touch their drink. Perhaps they just handled it well. It's hard to tell. And that's when somebody decides to open the door to let this spill out into the streets.
Yay!
There's now a small mob that is marching down the relatively crowded streets of Nexus in the early evening, shouting their defiance at House Sinus, delivering favorite quotes of certain characters.
Yeah.
The
Guildenstern, Obel, I believe, was the name of that.
Obel Guildenstern.
Obel Guildenstern.
That was it.
The chant "Remember Obel" starts coming up, and people are starting to also rush the stage. You ever seen a mob? You ever been close to one?
No.
Reason starts mattering less. They start trashing the scenery, pulling up chairs, pulling up the boards, rocking the curtains, swinging from them. People are starting to go
It's a madhouse.
nuts. What do you do?
Okay, I'm deciding that the Morden tying up thing is definitely going to backfire, so I untie Morden.
It's probably a good call.
And then one of them is like, "Hey, she's got a hammer! Oh shit!" And they start running away from you.
It's okay. I'm not gonna. It's just a precaution.
Ah, yes, precautionary hammer. My 9 Inch Nails cover band.
Nice.
I would like to leave the theater. Sorry, guys. Find
It's
a
fine. You don't check in. You
vantage point. You can handle yourselves. I want to see where the mob is headed. Specifically, whether they are perhaps headed towards, I don't know, a nearby House Sinus military base that we saw recently. Just want to
You
make
mean
sure.
the barracks?
Yeah.
Yes, that is. I mean, it's going to take them a little while to get there, but that
Okay.
is where they're headed.
Do they have pitchforks and torches?
They have sticks that have rat guts smeared on them.
This is acceptable.
Oh, they're gonna get massacred.
They have the element of surprise.
I am
No,
taking
they
off. John, I'm taking off after the mob. I'd like to try to stay as much as possible on maybe rooftops, get a height advantage so I can try to see where they're headed.
It's easy for you to scale up to the roofs. Pellio?
Okay, I'm gonna take some kind of a prop of some kind, or like a set object.
Okay,
that-
you're holding a massive fake sausage.
Oh, from the scene in Act 2, yeah.
exactly.
That's a great scene.
I just want
I know.
something
It's a rat
to demonstrate to the crowd that, I'm the actor. This is Obel. I'm Obel, and I'm coming out as Obel. And I walk out onto the stage with Morden in hand. People of Nexus, my brothers and sisters, I present you with the true Obel. And I present them with Morden. This man.
Wait, what?
This is the true Obel stands before you. Remember Obel. He suffered brutally at the hands of the noble houses. He was almost made to die, and he survived because he believed in freedom. And I see now in your eyes that you believe in freedom too. Help us tear down the noble houses and free the people. Remember Obel! Remember And I just started to like repeat Remember Obel.
Okay. So I'm going to ask all of you to roll your perception awareness, please. Your difficulty is 4. Sorry, Scott, you don't get to roll. You've left the theater.
So, not everybody. Oh, no, you say everybody, but you mean the Solar Exalted. I understand.
Look my dice.
3 solars and a dude.
Oh, it might be the other. Yeah.
One day.
Take from my bad pile.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bad pile. It's not very kind.
No,
is it?
from the initial.
Oh, sorry, Amir. I'll grab them on break for you, but I don't know where they are.
good. I was late for my own fault too.
5 successes for me.
The chat's currently debating, by the way, as whether River Jade is tall or not.
Right
Is
after.
Tall?
Yeah, right after all these successes, John. You're like, oh.
Hold on, give me a second. I gotta do some math.
Good dice. 6.
They're pretty good. You'll keep them.
Okay.
I got 11
Thank you.
Sorry.
on the first roll of the day.
11?
11.
It's a lot.
Got
Okay.
3 zeros.
5.
So all of you succeeded, which means that all of you notice that as you start chanting "Remember Obel, Remember Obel," two of the belligerent drunk people start taking up the chant as well. But of the 4 who are relatively level-headed, one of them turns to the other 3, nods, reaches into his coat, and he pulls out a very, very nasty, sharp-looking shuriken.
Ooh.
And he tilts his wrist back. And he's looking directly at Morton.
Pellio just angles him, casually pretends like he hasn't noticed, but angles himself in between the shuriken and Morden.
John,
Yes.
I would like to use Iron Rapture technique, but I know we're not technically in combat, but we're probably about to be in combat, so
Okay,
how
so
would
if you
this
want to
work?
start using that, that means that we're rolling joint battle.
Okay,
Is that what's happening?
yes.
Join battle, everybody, please.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
No.
Yeah, you too.
Yay! Oh, I guess that makes sense, eh?
You're about to hear shit go down.
That's true. So I can choose whether or not to come back. Yeah.
I feel like we should have rolling join battle brought to you by.
River Jade today.
So is River Jade tall?
Sorry, give me 1 second.
Oh boy.
You'll never know.
Good luck, the chat. Yeah.
$12.
Okay.
John, may I enter my form while this is
No,
happening?
you're rolling join battle. Then
Cool.
you can enter. I can assume that you've entered your form already, so you say you're already being.
That would be cool if I could.
Well, I'm feeling
If
generous.
you'll allow it.
Good number of dice there, friend.
12, Pellio?
12 for
I actually
Pellio.
Okay.
There you go.
Join battle?
Excellent
Oh
work.
my god. Guys, I actually
River
did it.
Yes!
Jade. River Jade.
Did it, woman.
So
14.
14,
Yes.
5 pads,
7?
Nix.
8.
Oh man. Nah.
So refreshing to not have to pour most of the No, it's a lie. It's a lie.
All right, so our initiative is set as follows. River Jade, you're first at 14. Pellio, 12. Nix, 8. 5 has 7. And then the one person who is holding a weapon at 6.
But one person, oh god.
The other 3 are, at the moment, not considered. I mean, you can attack them if you wish, but none of them are armed. And none of them seem to be taking any particularly aggressive stance. Morden is also not going to roll. Actually, yeah, Morden's going to roll join battle. Here we go. Morden's join battle.
Oh my god.
Yay.
No. Borden, no.
Mor-
do it.
He's a lover, not a
Morden's
fighter.
at
You know what I
3.
mean? Oh boy. Oh,
Because he
boy.
straight up didn't get any successes.
Oh,
Let's
Oh
go.
no.
River Jade.
Borden. So I'm spending my 7 mute motes
Okay.
from my peripheral for Iron Raptor technique.
Such a big hammer.
So I'm making a withering attack towards this shuriken man.
Yep.
Or is it just the one dude?
Yeah, there's just one.
Okay, perfect. I'm just going to like do this and try to aim, and I'm trying to aim to knock him off balance.
Okay. Having a hammer the size of your hammer thrown over a crowd and towards him is an interesting notion. He is, when he sees the hammer just coming directly at him, he's just going to bend backwards to try to let it sail over top of him.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you 2 extra dice for your stunt. Your his defense is currently 4.
Oh, awesome. Yikes. I'm rolling.
I tend to agree. It's a bit yikes-os for this sinus person.
I think I'm rolling a lot of dice.
Oh my god.
Holy Jesus.
It's 20 dice.
The dawn.
I dropped one.
Watch out for the dawn.
I'm just gonna roll another one.
You knocked one success out of the way.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a real success.
It's okay.
It's as the dice fall at the end of the roll, not
Okay.
during.
Oh, God, I'm sorry, dude.
Otherwise, you could like try
You're
to
gonna
aim
be
for a
quite
failure.
alright.
Right.
Oh my god.
Okay, so do you
like a
just want to
one-shot
break it to me
deal.
here? Pellio, you're up next, by the way, just so that you can start thinking about what you're doing.
6 zeros.
Okay, so what's the answer?
18.
Okay,
So excited.
so that beats his defense of 4. So that's roll your damage with 13 additional dice, please. While we're doing that, and his soak, by the way, is 4. Pellio.
Pellio is engaging Battle Dancer method, doing it in character as Obel, so it doesn't look like he's trying to do anything other than just like do a little bit of like an Obel-y move. But as he's dancing, he's like very, very discreetly unsheathing slash dance and trying to just jab the guy as close.
So he's at the back of the theater.
He's at the back of the
Yeah,
theater.
the reason why she's able to attack is because she has a charm that lets her attack.
I did not. Okay.
I fucked up.
What'd you fuck up?
I rolled my damage roll, not my attack roll. That's why I had so many dice.
Gotta reroll.
So I got to reroll.
Reroll the whole thing.
I'm sorry. That was just such a crazy. It was
But we
crazy,
were excited. I mean,
you
we're all
know,
here
it
for
was.
For
It's
a
important.
Yeah.
one
Sorry,
glorious
so
moment.
just because to make it clear, she has a charm that lets her attack at range now. That's Iron Raptor technique.
Right.
So
I did not detect that. Okay,
Yes.
so he's engaging Battle Dancer method, giving it as much arms as he can as he like really tries to shield Morden using his limbs, just like flailing wildly, and yet still quite elegant.
Beautifully,
I
yeah.
appreciate that.
And then he, as he does that,
Watch her botch this.
Sorry, that'd be.
The hammer just sails out. It just crushes some poor sap who was in the audience. Remember Oval. Remember.
I got 7. I got 7.
7? All
Way
right,
more
so then
reasonable.
That's 2 threshold successes for you.
Okay.
so and as he's doing this dance, he
Rolling 20 dice.
yells out to the crowd, "Friends of freedom! It seems we have an enemy in our midst at the back of the house." And he just kind of nods his head over to the guy with the shuriken.
Well,
Wow.
we'll see if he's standing.
It's fair.
We'll see. Seems we have a.
Never mind. Never mind.
think it's what's
Threat
gonna happen next.
neutralized.
Nix, you'll be next.
I'm just gonna see if my action is needed.
The other people with him might be threats.
Or they might be surrendering. When one of them gets beaten into a pulp by a
8.
flying hammer.
Okay, River Jade, you have successfully crashed this person, which means that you gain 9 putting you at 23, but then gaining an additional 5, putting you at 28.
So I also gain 1 point of temporary willpower because if I use this charm and it crashes an opponent, I gain a temporary point of willpower.
That's pretty
Gain your
nice.
temporary point of
That's
willpower.
great.
So
What a great charm.
So he bends over backwards and then falls down onto the ground, and his head sort of slides underneath one of the chairs.
I also
he can't
catch
easily
it.
get back up. Yeah, you catch your hammer. I got you. So he's now in crash. The drunk members of House Sinus start going like, whoa, 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 whoa. The drunk anti-Sinus turn to them and just be like, oh shit, whoa, we're not, because they realize that they're still all dressed in Sinus finery. While the 3 still standing just turn and start quietly filing out of the building. Nyx.
Well, I want to let them leave because I want them to be terrified. So I'm taking full defense unless it seems like this guy's
Okay.
going to attack again.
But 5 Pats, you see 3 members of House Sinus walk out of the theater.
Let's fuck them up. What's their... Where are they going? There we go.
They step outside, they see that the mob is headed towards the barracks, and they start running to try to move around the mob as if to try to beat them there.
Okay. I would like to race them across the rooftops. I'm sort of taking everything in leaps and bounds, perhaps a bit of sweet parkour. I'd like to try to beat them there so I can arrive at the barracks before them, landing at the front gate.
Easily done.
Done.
That's going to be round,
sick.
everybody, so you can regain 5 motes. River Jade, you're up at 28.
But everyone's leaving.
Well, there's still the guy who was holding the shuriken. He's still there.
He's just crashed.
staggering to his feet. He's crashed. Yeah, he's in a bad way, but he's getting up.
Okay. Does he look like he's going to attack again? Can I tell that?
It's hard to tell. You're at initiative 28. He's at initiative -2.
Yeah. Ooh.
But he is still holding the weapon in his hand.
Okay. I would like to try a disarm then.
You're gonna try a disarm at range. Is that compatible with Iron
No,
Raptor
because
technique?
I just used it. So I guess I'm gonna then start moving towards him.
Okay, so you can start closing the distance to him.
Yeah.
Then you can decide to do what you wish. Are you going to try to disarm this tiny little shuriken that's in his hand with your grand gore maul?
When you put it like that,
When I put it like that, what?
it makes it sound like a little trivial.
I will put this to you in a very specific way.
Yeah.
If you decide at this point that you wanted to make a decisive attack against him, there is a very good chance that you will one-shot him. You can
Last.
baseball swing him, and
Last.
he'll just go flying over the next block.
Oh, that would be funny. But no, she wouldn't do that.
So then what do you do?
So I would like to see that the majority of people are leaving, and I want to start following after them. I'm gonna leave this guy.
You're just going to walk right past him?
Yeah.
Baller move. That's a pretty baller move. Okay, so you're going to walk past him and out into the street. Pellio.
The enemies of freedom are fleeing, friends. Hunt them. And I start chasing after the ones that just left the theater.
So you're also going by the guy with the shuriken?
As I go by the guy with the shuriken, I just kick the shuriken out of his hand as he's staggering to his feet, with an air of utter disgust.
Okay, we're leaving combat.
All right.
I mean, we might be getting back into it in a moment, but... so you kick the shuriken out of his hand. And he just lets you go by.
And as he kind of lets me go by, I turn to him and look at him and I say, do these sinus toads, have they earned your loyalty this much that you would give your life for them? Or will you join the cause of freedom?
Oh, nice.
So he is wearing like sinus finery on him. There are several
know.
people in this theater who are wearing sinus finery on them. You're offering him the chance to join your cause?
I am.
Cool. Roll me your presence and your charisma. No, manipulation. This will be manipulation. Your manipulation.
Potato for him.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he's not really being like, "I'm such a nice guy." He's more like, "I'll fucking kill you." So, and 2 extra dice.
Oh, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
I don't know what to think right now. And he pulls his coat off, and he drops it, and you can hear the clatter of other metallic objects on the inside, and he just puts his hands up and he walks out of the theater, but instead of turning right, where everybody is headed, he turns left and is just trying to head away from it. But he's removed his sinus finery and presumably disarmed himself.
I pick up whatever he's dropped.
So there's a coat, and inside the coat there are several shuriken and a short knife. Nothing
Okay.
terribly,
Useful.
no, not to you anyway.
Are there any of the crowd who appear to be standing out as leaders of the rabblement?
Any of the leaders would have already left the theater.
Okay. As I leave the theater, I try to identify somebody who seems able-bodied, and I give them whatever this guy has dropped, whatever weapon he's dropped.
Cool. Thanks. Hey, are you the real Obel? Or is it that guy?
That guy inspired the Obel you saw on the stage. What is real? A question for the ages, my friend.
I know it's real. 3 inches of steel in some sinus asshole's gut.
Whoa.
I like you. Use it well, and use it in good health. And we'll win our freedom.
And he charges out. Now, you're just about to drop in front of the barracks.
Yeah. Without a good plan.
You're still in the rafters.
Correct.
There's a few people here who seem intent on looting, but there isn't anybody who's like trying to set fire to the place or anything like that.
That's all good. I would like to take advantage of this distraction to go and see the accountant near the theater that Ultros told me about.
A little side business, ain't it?
Basically, she's going, they got this. And she's
I
fucking off.
see.
Damn. I could have used you, you know.
Yeah, River Jade is running through the crowd trying to get towards the barracks. She's trying to also get there.
All right.
You haven't seen me since the beginning of the
5 paths. You drop down in front of the barracks. There's now 3 members of House Sinus who are trying to get into the barracks, and you're in their way. And behind them, a stalking mob of people who are starting to find other weapons than just sharpened rat gut sticks. Some of them being pulled from people off to the side, some of them who seem to have left and come back with them, most of them rudimentary, but there's a few sharp pieces of metal in there.
I'd like to land, look towards the barracks, then say, fuck it, and turn towards the 3 that are coming up behind me. John, I want to try to stop them in their tracks. My goal is to infuse my hair with essence so that there's like a sheen of gold that sort of rushes through it for a moment. Can I do this?
You want to go Super Saiyan?
Just briefly, just to say, stop in your tracks.
All right.
Hot.
All right. Roll me your
Like, so attractive.
roll me your manipulation presence, and you'll get 2 dice for your stunt. And I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
You excited?
Oh, 5 pounds.
I botched. Had a. No, it's cool. It's cool.
It's not cool though.
Okay.
The three people stop and they look at you, and there's this moment of just, who the fuck? Oh. And that's when the crowd behind them overtakes them and pulls them into the crowd like some writhing mass of outraged humanity, and they start getting absolutely eviscerated by the crowd, which is starting to stir up a certain amount of bloodlust now, and you're in the way.
Okay. Desperate times. I'd like to.
River Jade,
Yeah,
you managed to
totally.
get to, as you're pushing through the crowd, you managed to get to the outer rim of people who are killing these three men. They're definitely dead. Like it was quick and fast and brutal.
Like piranhas.
Okay. Cool.
Pellio, you can't see this yet because you're on the outside of this group, but you see that as you leave the theater, this mob has now made it towards the Sinus Barracks, where your old theater used to be.
Is that a severed leg? You're not quite sure.
What have I
Hits
done?
you on the
Someone's
head.
head going. Oh, back inside.
And then one of them just lifts up the bloody rags, punches his fist into the air, so this is something that you can't see, and shouts, "Remember Obel!"
Made a terrible mistake.
Scared. Do you hear the
Who's acting?
I'm charging for the barracks.
Okay.
Is anyone rushing towards Five Paths right now?
They don't know who he is,
Okay.
It's just some dude.
but
I
they're
want.
starting to move towards him.
So I want to try to grab him to pull him out of the way of this.
What was your character's name?
I don't know. She had one.
What was her character's name?
She was the.
Lily.
Yeah, she was.
The lily and
Lily. Scent of the lily.
Scent of the lily.
Was he?
She's
It was
Lily.
her.
Hey, the Lily's got that guy!
Oh no.
And a hammer! But as you start pulling away, he's got Lily! And they start rushing towards you now.
I want to throw my arms up. It's fine.
All right.
He's good.
I need you to roll your charisma
Yeah.
and your presence.
Okay. What's my difficulty?
5.
I mean, I'm rushing for the barracks. I feel like I should be pretty hot on their.
It was like a good couple of blocks
Okay.
between the two.
John,
Alright.
I don't know. It doesn't say if I get, like, what happens to the temporary willpower. Does that go back in here after combat ends?
You just gain it.
Okay.
It's yours. Does it say that it would go into your pool?
It doesn't say.
Okay, so if you had full willpower, you don't gain one.
Yeah. I had used one last
So
session,
then
so I
it's in
gained
your pool.
it.
You can spend it.
But it says temporary.
Temporary. So there's willpower,
Yeah.
and then all of those things are temporary willpower.
Oh.
All of those little beads are temporary willpower.
Okay. So I still
That's
have
what
it.
that means. So yes, you still have
Okay,
it, and you
cool.
can spend it now.
Cool. I will definitely do that.
So you need 5 successes.
Fuck. And there's nothing I can do to make this better.
Well, 5 paths could do something, but he's thinking.
I could have been so mad.
I
I got
just-
2
I-
successes, but I got 3 ones. And I saw those first, and I was like, oh my god, no.
Well, that would have been fun for
So I
me.
just failed. I just failed.
bet.
I got,
Next comes back,
so I got
there's just 5
3,
parts.
which is,
Okay.
I failed.
5 paths, are you doing anything? Because they do not seem to be listening to Lily.
Yeah, I'd like to surprise them.
Supplies.
Supplies! I'd like to use River Jade's Gormal as a springboard so that I can jump up and run across the heads and hands of the crowd and leap away on the other side.
I will hold it firm for you.
Right, I like this stunt. We're going to let you roll your dexterity athletics,
Nice.
but seeing as how they're currently hostile towards you, your difficulty is also 5. But I'm going to give you 2 dice for your stunt.
Let's do it.
You're spending a point of willpower?
Willpower.
All right, so you can't botch twice.
John. No.
Scott found a way.
As you're running back. I mean, I'm guessing you're running back in the same direction we all just came from, which
Yes.
means you're running closer to me.
That's right.
Gone.
Okay.
Just to get away, though.
Yeah, no, I get it.
No, I get it. Okay. Yeah.
You good?
7, 8, 9. Yeah. Yes. 9
Okay.
successes.
9 successes?
Yes.
All right, so you start running over top. You can feel your feet landing on here a pitchfork, here a head, here a... But you're very light.
Hi.
And you manage to make it all the way across directly into Pellio's waiting arms.
Help me.
And I'm not a particularly strong man, but as much to the extent that I can, I try to lift 5 paths up, and as I do, I engage impassioned orator, and I cry out in my diaphragm theater voice, "Friends, this is more than simply another friend of the people. This is a champion of the people. Show him every courtesy, for he is our ally." And I cry out, "Rah!"
I mean, the writer never gets any respect.
Pellio, I just committed murder. I don't think. Oh.
And I like hold him aloft in the air to the extent that I can, and I like cry out.
All right, so that from you is going to be presence and charisma.
Okay.
But you have you have used your charm. I'll give you 2 extra dice for that because you're lifting up.
Can I supplement it by using graceful crane stance to stand on his hand?
Yeah. Get an extra, now get a point of willpower and an extra success.
SG says.
Okay.
I'm bumping
Yes.
up the, bumping up the level of your stunt.
So I was like,
Oh.
and then I stand up.
Have to reroll that?
Yeah, don't hit anything.
Yeah, don't hit anything.
1.
Real quick, well, Lin-Manuel Miranda did get big after his works got big, but he also appeared in them.
It's not great.
Yeah.
Why is that coming up
What's
right
your
now?
diff?
He's saying because the writer doesn't get respect.
Oh, yes, correct, yes.
4 is my... Oh no, I get to reroll 9s. Oh no, 9s are double, so I got 1 9, so that's 7.
Okay.
Wait,
That's
6.
6.
Sorry.
See, that's the
Math.
that's the difference between success and failure here.
6.
So 6.
Yeah.
All right. So the crowd isn't quelled yet, but they're definitely not tearing you apart. Or Lily.
Oh.
But there's still a certain now hesitation. And of course, the 3 corpses that are lying in the center of everything.
There isn't much left. Byron.
Oh.
And then there's Nyx.
Hello.
Let's cut away for an
you guys
interesting
done?
business
Stuck
discussion.
in for my dance.
She kind of hears some screams. She's like, I think we're winning. Okay.
Wow.
So she wanders over to the place that was described by Ultros.
Just strolls over.
Said to be near the theater, the accountant's office. And if she finds a place that matches the description, she's gonna knock on the door.
When the door opens up, you see a very sour looking man. Just like, it looks like he's literally just bit into a bar of soap as he opens. We're closed.
Ultros sent me.
Ultros should be sending people earlier in the day.
He said you might have an idea how to exchange some jade that may have been procured through unconventional means.
puts his head out and looks left and he looks right and okay, good dude. Closes the door. Do you need tea or anything like that?
No.
And he offers his elbow to you.
I'm not going to take it. I'm just going to kind of look at it.
And he starts walking down a hallway.
I'm going to follow.
He opens the door, and then sitting behind the desk is a very sharp dressed man. He's got a beard that's obviously been very meticulously crafted, and it's coming to a very small point at the bottom here. Dark eyes, a certain fitness about him, and he has an appearance of 5. He looks up. Good evening. Did I hear my friend Ultros's name mentioned?
He did. He said you'd be a good person to speak to about fencing some jade. But that's not the only reason why I'm here.
Well, first, if you would please sit down. May I ask what name you would like me to use?
You can call me Nix.
Very well, Nix. My name. Just waiting for his pens to like come out.
I mean, his appearance 5. We gotta write down his name.
My name is Fierce Song.
Damn. That's fierce.
That's fierce.
Yes, it is. That's my name. Fierce Song.
It's fierce.
We could go in a loop. That would be all right. Are you hungry?
No.
Business then.
I'm on a bit of a deadline.
I understand. He pulls over a small glass and he pours some water into it, and he takes a drink himself and then puts the pitcher close to you in case you decide you want it. Fencing jade is nothing. What else are you here for?
I need to know if you have any contacts within the guild.
Of course, we're in Nexus.
I assumed. Have you taken a look outside recently?
I've heard something. I'm afraid I'm not a good theater goer. I get sleepy at intermission.
Interesting production this afternoon. It denounced House Sinus. A mob erupted and is marching on the barracks.
Well, that's going to be a mess.
Thought it might be a mess the guild would want to clean up.
Not sure why the guild would be interested in cleaning up the mess of several commoners in a house of the realm.
It's no secret that they and Sinus haven't been seeing eye to eye lately. They could march in, assert dominance over a house, and regain their foothold in Nexus all in one swoop. Would cost them nothing.
There are always costs to war, but sometimes it's an investment.
The guild is very good at investments, isn't it?
I don't suppose you mind my asking why you have an investment in this. You're not guild and you're not Sinus.
Nexus is a mess. And that's thanks to House Sinus.
How long have you been here?
Not long, but long enough. And I've seen House Sinus, I've seen how they work. They have damaged towns, villages, families irrevocably, and they need to be put in their place.
What's your current guile?
It's not the same scene as the theater, hey?
No.
Okay, so I want to make it more.
I imagine you might.
Did I stunt any of that conversation to put it higher?
Sure, you can have one extra
Thanks.
guile.
So let's make it 7.
All right. I botched, so tell me what you want him to know.
Ooh, hey, ho, hey.
I want him to think that I am a business person like he is, who goes from town to town and makes contacts. And through my having contacts in several high places, have deemed that House Sinus is a problem.
So your interest in this is strictly business.
Yep.
It's for profit.
Absolutely. I'm okay with him knowing that I want to make more connections with powerful people in Nexus.
I bet you are.
Yeah.
How much jade?
I take out a small handful of it.
That's it.
A lot more than that. But to
How
get
much
an
jade?
idea. How much was
It was a talent.
a talent's worth?
I'll take a quarter of it.
Oh my god.
The rest of it goes back to you.
That helps.
And I'll send my man out.
Hope he walks fast.
He's quicker than he looks. In the meantime, you're welcome to stay here, or you can leave and I'll find you.
I should go check on the situation at the barracks.
I should tell you that if anybody comes by here, I'll deny having ever seen you.
I would hope that's exactly what you would do.
You'll find the jade in this building after dark in 3 days. I trust you, so you'll just have to find that it's in a locked box. There'll be a sack inside. You can just take it at your leisure.
Much appreciated.
I doubt the lock will prove any kind of difficult for you.
You doubt right.
Well, then I'm going to continue to sip my deliciously cool water and give a message.
I'm going to continue on my walk. Thank you for telling me some of the best places to eat in Nexus and providing me with tax advice.
It has been a pleasure doing business with you, Nyx.
Likewise, fearsome. And then she leaves.
As
What
you start to leave, he calls. He rings a small bell. The sour-looking man comes in, and you hear him say, "Go and find Tarsus and tell him that Sinus is in some sort of difficulty at the barracks now. And if he hurries, he might be able to join in on the fun."
Nice.
Is there anything else that you need to take care of while you're here? Any
Well-
other, like, scuttling around that you want to...
I mean, I could go see what's in the safety deposit box.
Yeah.
I could go
Do that without us?
Yes, yes. She
Yes,
would do
she
that in
would.
about, like, half a heartbeat.
Everyone, I did everything else we needed to do. Success.
Amazing.
We can leave. What's next?
Thanks, Nexus.
Nexus.
No, there's nothing else. I'm gonna saunter up back to the barracks.
Saunter. Angry.
I would like everybody to roll their wits alertness, please.
Wits awareness.
Yeah, wits awareness.
What's the difficulty?
For this one, the difficulty is going to be 4.
All right. The fuck?
Can't believe I botched that fucking roll.
That's
Sorry.
amazing.
I got
Two. That many
Only
dice.
3. I did not make it.
I only got 2.
I also only got 3.
Okay.
I can re-roll this because I'm using sensory acuity prana,
Good, at least some.
which is double 9, so that's 2, 3,
You're in the middle of a mob. It would be pretty loud if you started activating sensory acuity prana.
7.
Okay.
7.
Okay, so none of you quite notice this except for Pellio. Pellio, you notice that Sight of Light is currently standing on top of the theater. She has a very large bow that she has drawn, and she is aiming it.
What did you?
What as opposed to like
Oh my god.
Like a decorative bow.
I'm a present.
It's too wholesome. We're in the middle of a riot.
Oh.
Where is she going with this? Oh, right,
Oh
the
my
weapon.
And she's
Amazing.
aiming it down towards the barracks. I should point out that the bow is large enough that for her to be able to hold the arrow in a knocked position would imply incredible strength.
Am I able to?
Liz would know this.
Yes. Yeah.
Am I able to judge the presumed trajectory of?
She's seemingly aiming it at the doorway of the barracks. She's not aiming it at anybody in particular because at the moment there isn't actually a hostile force. Because now they are waiting for you to say something.
We are not armed, though we are numerous. We are armed with our.
RJ looks at her hammer.
We cannot take the barracks yet. Friends, you must hear me. We must regroup at a safe location. We don't have the numbers to take them. They're too strong. Save yourselves. I don't want to see any more bloodshed. Not from the people of Nexus, who I adore. You are my people. Let us find a safe house, and let us retreat there for a time. Regroup, arm ourselves, and then uproot this oppressive evil that has shackled us for decades. Something. I'm running out of steam.
Yeah, you're doing
for
good.
a long day.
I pat him on the shoulder. Good.
How? You're standing on his hand. You just
I
like
tap him with my other foot.
In my knowledge of Nexus,
My other
I used to hang around all of the secret
Oh, yeah.
haunts. I know what's what.
but shouting where you're planning on housing.
No, I know. I'm not going to suggest that
150
they.
people.
No.
is-
Follow me. Follow Obel.
Remember Obel!
So I try to take them to, like, if there was like a dingy pub where like the semi-employed actors would go after.
Yeah,
the
let's get
show.
fucked up.
Just that like
The Bard's bottle.
the Bard's bottle. I take them to the Bard's. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Genius.
Excellent. Wow. I thought I was the lower supernal. Too nerdy. Okay.
I'll fist pound you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Thank you. I've hopped down by this time.
That sounded sexual.
No,
Okay.
it's not. Spoiler warning. It wasn't.
So I race down to the Bard's bottle.
So, I just so that I understand, you're taking a crowd which was rioting moments ago, now is still at a riot simmer, and you want to take them to a place that serves alcohol.
I do.
Okay. So the crowd starts following you. You are successfully leading them to a bar. Nix, you can show up at any point now if you like. River Jade.
I'm hanging back for a moment, just to like.
At the barracks?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go over to River Jade.
5 paths.
I'm with Pellio. I will ask him
go.
some questions. No, yeah, I'm like
Very like a
Pours
porter.
into the tavern and immediately they start emptying out of anything that could even resemble a spirit. And I'm not talking the spirits that you encounter of like, the river. We're talking.
You guys? Yeah.
How'd it go? Oh no.
No.
That's what Botch looks like in real life.
Real life botch.
There are napkins in that drawer too if you want.
I'm good. I'm good. I thought there was a lot less water in there
Scott, can I have
than
this?
there was.
Oh, of course.
I mean vodka.
It also leaks, please be careful.
I drink straight up vodka during sessions.
Thank you.
But yeah, they are just absolutely getting ripped now. But
Good.
they're starting to spread the message.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like a snowball effect is occurring here.
Exactly as I intended.
A lot just happened all at once.
Everyone's still alive.
Well, save for, she points
I
at
mean,
the-
people on our side.
Right.
Okay. So I got the guild involved
When?
just now.
Where?
I went to a place. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But they should be here shortly to do some cleanup.
The doors to the barracks open. And armored soldiers marching in formation start to pour out of the barracks, carrying long spears, shields, swords at their side.
So, as the doors open, can I banish my hammer back into
Yes.
elsewhere?
Oh, yeah.
Before like
Spend a move.
people come
No,
out?
just
Can
a
I
blacksmith.
pull RJ into an alley?
Sure.
She will go with you.
You can hear, all of you, the footsteps sound as one every time they step. This is no rabble. And they're pouring out into the streets, setting up in rows of 15. And as they start marching down towards the streets, you can hear, not quite as disciplined, but still more disciplined than your rabble, a group of sellswords coming in from another road, and then your group starting to pour back out into the streets. So 3 contingents, one large and unruly, one sharp and disciplined, and one opportunistic and thirsty,
Damn.
starting to converge directly in front of the theater that you just performed in.
It's like Gangs of New York.
So it
I've
really
never
is.
seen that movie.
Oh shit.
This is exactly like what's happening.
This is what I'm
This is
picturing right now.
100% what's happening. Who's Daniel
There's a lot.
Day-Lewis?
No.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
I'm standing right
Obviously.
here. Please.
I'm sorry,
You
that's
asked-
on me.
You're Leo.
Yeah, yeah, you
Right,
are Leo.
so we've got the mob,
Nice.
we've got the guild, and we've got the fucking house sinus soldiers.
Okay.
Next.
I liked the max.
I turn and I stand in front of my rabble, and I do a little twirling dance with Slash Dance. You'll all have to find one of these. And I just leave it at that.
RJ. Yeah. We could get into the barracks right now.
Right.
I bet there's no one there.
For what?
Could you find out how strong the building is?
She just summons her hammer back. Yeah, okay.
You probably have an easier idea to get through to the building without
If
your
I-
hammer in your hand.
But I can't do it from.
You can't do it
The
at a
side of the
distance.
building?
You have to do it. She pulled you into an alleyway.
Oh, I thought we were next to the building.
I also thought so,
Okay.
but we could be a
Oh,
little
Okay.
bit
you
away.
can be there if you wish.
Yeah, I'd like that if that's cool.
Okay, so yeah, you can
Okay,
pull that out.
cool. So I'm just gonna touch my hammer again.
The barracks were built quite well. It would take a significant effort to try to pull them down. Whoever built this knew what they were doing.
Oh, blast.
So I relay
A
that to you.
The
relay that
doors
info.
to the barracks open up again, and this time it's 15 armored soldiers stepping out, but they are dressed in jade. Jade breastplates, and each of them is carrying a unique weapon to them. So this is not a contingent of soldiers, these are dragon-blooded. There are 15 of them.
It's not gonna work.
Are we still concealed where we are?
Sure. I'm not asking her, but I will ask you to
Yep.
roll your wits stealth, please.
Oh no!
Oh, that's rough.
I got 2.
Okay.
Damn.
5
So,
hats.
so casual, you're like, eh. Pellio, I understand that this was to cause an uprising, to cause passion and a riot in the streets, but this is going to be a massacre.
Pellio, you notice now, because you're the only one who notices, this sight of light is now aiming directly at one of the 15.
Okay.
Those are dragon-blooded soldiers. No commoner would... No one would stand a chance against them, save perhaps you or I.
Understood.
The center of the 15 puffs out his chest, looks up, and then calls out, "There will be no quarter for dissenters or enemies of House Sinus."
And then I yell out, "There will be no quarter offered to oppressors of the people."
And behind, the chant starts to crystallize as one voice. "Remember, Obel! Remember, Obel!" And you guys see that 2 of the dragon-blooded. Who's Obel? I have no idea.
Idiots.
You just
You
whispered
didn't
that.
miss,
Yeah.
you missed the theatrical experience of a generation. Gosh.
If House Sinus is prepared to negotiate terms neutrally, the people will yield for a time. If Sinus refuses, the people will drink your blood tonight.
Wow.
Their heart's blood?
You wish for us to negotiate with a disgraced anathema spy. And then every one of the soldiers lift their lances or spears and then drop them on the street in a wave so that it's punctuating his... "I am Greenfang, and I defy you."
I know you well. I used to work for your house.
So, if you do, I'm going to ask you to roll your intelligence bureaucracy.
Green Fang is one of the dragon blooded?
Yes, the
He seems
center
to be
one
the
who is speaking.
captain or something, or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a fight.
Was that something you wanted me to say?
No, I just wanted you to read it and acknowledge my wordplay.
Oh, no, I
Big
got
into
that,
it.
but I thought you were trying to.
Greenfang is one of the
I'm sorry.
one of the older
great.
dragon-blooded who is in Nexus alone, quite powerful, has the backing of most members of House Sinus, and is known as somebody who is quite a stickler for the house's general philosophy, which includes things like trading in slaves.
Slavery.
Yeah. But he is, when he speaks, people don't jump. They physically put themselves exactly where he wants them. Would anybody care to roll intelligence war?
I would.
Do you have war?
No, but
I only have 2 intelligence
can still roll it.
and 0 war.
No, 5.
I botched it.
5
I swear to God.
No!
5 has.
Yes.
Oh,
But he's
no.
so
You can take
attractive.
him.
Here's the thing, Scott. I'm going to tell you this.
Yeah.
And I'm either banking your botch or I'm telling you a lie. But I'm not going to tell you which one.
I love it. Okay.
The combination of forces between the guild sellswords and the rabble that you have would most likely be able to take on the detachment of soldiers in the streets. The dragon-blooded, however, is very hard for you to gauge.
Yeah.
It is quite possible that them alone could kill everyone in the street. But that depends on how powerful they are, and you don't know. But you're pretty sure that at the very least, all the mortals involved in this conflict, the winner would be the rabble that you've called up and the cell swords.
Okay.
Assuming that they're on your side.
Sure, but
I mean, they don't seem to be paying any attention to the rabble. They seem to be facing off against the soldiers.
But I mean, at the same time, it's unlikely that we're gonna have unless we can take out these, terrestrials.
But you're
out
also
of the
not
equation.
taking into account the 5 of you.
Right.
Assuming the sight of light is somewhere around and you don't know because you don't see her. And Pellio hasn't told you.
No, but I just tug on Pellio's sleeve and again kind of reiterate to him, Pellio, we can't fight them. At least not in a way that will be safe. We need to strike a bargain, or at least we need to get them out of here. Send them on a goose chase.
Pellio,
Help.
come and meet me. Right here. And he starts walking through, and every soldier just peels away as he strides through. And they start closing ranks around him so that he's just parting this sea of men and women standing in front of him. And he stands directly in the center, right in front of the theater. And you see that the crowd is shouting and that they're all riling themselves up. And the cell swords are smashing their swords against wooden bucklers that they've got. And he just says, Pellio.
I turn to the rabblement. Friends, trust me. Calm yourselves. I act for the people. And I blow them a kiss and I turn and I walk towards the soldier.
We need to create a distraction.
Sight of Light is continuing to aim directly at him.
So, my old friend, you do realize, of course, that if you run through half of Nexus, you are impoverishing your own house, because, of course, your house relies directly on this very population to enrich itself. And so you need a healthy and active population in Nexus. You need us more than we need you. So, irrespective of your military strength at the moment, I think you would concede that we do have the upper hand here. So I would invite you to yield. We can sit down and have a proper, neutral, civilized conversation.
The last time that I had to set a fire in Nexus, it was to kill one lonely spy master and his useless protege. I was only half successful.
And you're only half right. The protege wasn't quite so useless after all.
Damn it.
Didn't come out quite as nicely in the mouth as I did in the head. Take that back. Can we take that back? Can we do it?
There's more people, by the way, pouring out of houses. The rabble is getting larger.
The cause of freedom is spreading like wildfire in the streets of Nexus, and our numbers are multiplying by the second.
They're free in Nexus. The only rule here is... And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out just one small little bit of jade. Not a bit, I shouldn't say that, but just, not enough that it would be shockingly valuable, but still probably more than most of the rabble makes in a year.
Yeah.
It's this. The only rule that matters here. And as I recall, this is all that matters to you. There isn't enough of this to repay the insult that you've given to my house today. But let's see if you have a heart. If you surrender, come with us. We'll let this disturbance pass. We'll let every single one of them go to their homes, and I promise you that their crimes today will be forgotten. If you don't, and I should tell you that when you come with me, you will die. Swiftly. Every single one of them will die today. as well as anyone else foolish enough to join them. I can do this, and you know it. So what is it going to be, Pellio? Have you given your swan song? Has your last performance given us everything we need? Or are you willing to gamble the lives of all of these people just to satisfy your shatteringly large ego? And I think we'll get the answer after we take a break. 6 minutes? 6.5?
6.25, please.
6.25 minutes.
Okay.
We'll be back in a moment. I'll do it. Angani, I'll fucking do it. I'll run with 19 combatants and 3 battle groups. Don't
Anyone-
fucking tempt me.
Anyone have any war? No.
We didn't take war after the last one.
One day I will.
No one took
One day
war.
I will.
As I recall, an offer was made to our good friend Pellio here. 5 Paths, where are you in relation to all of this?
I've watched Pellio walk away, walk towards the theater. So I'm at the head of the mob currently. I'm trying to get a bead on the training level of the soldiers in front of me. I mean,
that's war. Roll me your perception war.
I'd rather not. So I guess I'm just watching. I mean, I can. I can. But like,
What are you gonna do, man?
Botch a third time.
No,
Botch
I
a
don't
third
want to do
time.
anymore.
Third
No,
time.
I'm gonna go over and speak to the sellswords. Just like super calm, you know, monkish, monkey like. Is there a leader or a commander of some kind?
Yeah, there's a leader. But before we get to you and before we get to your answer, Nyx and River Jade, you had a thing.
We had an idea,
Yeah.
which might be a terrible idea.
Yeah, we're excited.
Nyx is dragging River Jade as quickly as possible through the alleys to get to the bank.
Okay.
The bank?
The bank. We're robbing it and getting out of town. Sorry, guys. Great knowing
If
you.
you had to take someone, I'm glad it was River.
When you get to the bank, there's a few guards standing outside, but it is evening and the bank is closed.
Oh. I see.
You see that there's one fussy-looking woman with her hair tied up in 2 buns on top of her head, and glasses that are perched very low on her nose as she walks out of the door and is closing it and is reaching into her pocket and pulling out this massive key.
Can I just ask? Well, you know what? Never mind.
No,
Cool.
what?
She's pulling out a massive key, and she's locking up the door.
The guards will stay. Banks around these times don't have, they don't just trust that no one's going to try to break in.
So I'll go up to the woman.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. It's really late, but I'm on an urgent missive from House Sinus.
An urgent mission from House Sinus.
Their barracks are under attack. They sent me to retrieve this. And I pull out the notice of.
I don't have time for this.
I just put it in her hand.
And she seems to be inspecting it very closely to tell if it was a forgery or not.
This one is not. This is the real one. I gave the forgery to the
You don't know if this is a forgery in and of itself, do you?
Correct. I hope I would have detected that. But You're right.
Rolling limit.
This is a special box.
It is.
You said it was important.
Very important.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Oh, but I was looking forward to going home.
We really need it now and appreciate.
We won't
Your trouble.
keep you much longer than that.
Oh. Are either of you going to take a persuasion action or maybe a threat?
Wow, this old woman sure knows her exalted food mechanics.
Who is this woman?
I'll try to persuade with my current persona. Is that...
What intimacy are you playing off?
Okay, so then I need to read intentions first.
Sure, you
I'm
can
gonna
do
read
that.
intentions first. Da-da-da.
Her guile is 2.
That's 4 successes.
4 successes?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank lady.
What do you want to know?
Any intimacies towards a satisfaction of doing her job well, like towards her job.
She absolutely. Okay. She has a major tie to the bank of duty. And she has a minor principle of a satisfied customer is a paying customer.
Sorry. It's a good principle.
A satisfied customer is a paying customer?
Mm-hmm.
House Sinus did give me a little bonus if I was able to make this happen. I would love to pass it along to you if you would help us. And I take out a few of the jade pieces that I have still.
Like, how much?
Oh, just a couple.
So, like, we're not talking, like, you know, a year's salary.
God, no.
But we're also not talking about, like, dinner.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I suppose we could have a look at a box. And she turns the key back over and then puts it back into her purse. And the door opens up, but it catches a little bit.
Oh my God.
This thing
Here, I
never
can,
works.
want me to help you?
And you just like punk, and the door opens up. Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Would you like help
What's
at all?
your name? And she takes your elbow.
Jiver raid.
Oh my God.
Every time.
Great. Is that from the east? And she heads into the bank.
It is, yeah.
Pellio, just before you make your answer, I should point out that Sight of Light is now hesitating, and she keeps looking off into the distance.
Oops.
She's no longer aiming at this person and has relaxed her bow.
The distance.
From a distance, we...
I figured it was a song that she was looking at, yeah.
She walks over to the vault, which she pulls out of her purse a key ring of 15 dangling keys. No, it's going to be 4 of these. And she starts clicking them
This is
over.
like the fucking scene in Zootopia. the
The
drive.
sloths
Yeah.
at the DMV?
Can I eyeball the key holes and determine which keys
Perception
they
larceny
probably are?
difficulty 3.
It's a good one.
I used to spend time in the East.
Oh, where?
There was
Maybe try that key?
4 successes.
So you can tell. You can tell which ones they are.
Maybe these ones? I'm trying.
Don't rush me, but she does try the ones
Just want
that
you to get
said.
home as quickly as possible.
Oh, that's very kind. I'm having pork rinds today.
Of course.
They are very good.
Oh,
if you're
yes.
getting them from Ultros.
Oh, no. Never from Ultros. What a brute.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
She pulls out, you know how in safety deposit boxes you just pull out a whole drawer? So she does that, she puts it on the table, And then she puts a small little key next to it. I'll be right outside for when you're done, dearies.
Thank you.
And she turns and she starts to shuffle out.
We're done.
Inside,
It's a love
it's a what?
a love letter.
Could be. Inside is a single sheet of paper.
What, like, is there writing on it? What, is it in river speak or
It
low
is
realm?
it is in High Realm.
Excellent.
Can you both read that?
I cannot.
I can.
Okay. And the letter states, very simply, every position that House Sinus has corrupted in every other house in an attempt to sway votes to give them access to the Scarlet Empress's throne.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
What does it say?
How sinus has been very, very, very bad. I'd almost be impressed if I wasn't so excited. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Pellio,
Does she tell me what it
No, she doesn't.
is this?
My love for the people of Nexus is deep and great, boundless even. And I would not hesitate for a moment to sacrifice myself to avoid having them drop a shed of their blood. I have no interest in seeing any more bloodshed. But I also have no interest in accepting a patently unfair deal. I would accept your offer, and perhaps I'm not as conversant in the laws of the realm as I once was, but my understanding is that you are in no position whatsoever to decree my execution. In order to be executed under the law, I have to be tried, and I have to be judged, and I have to be sentenced.
the only law here is this, and he just drops the jade into the ground, kicking up a certain amount of dust.
I raise my voice so that it's loud enough for everyone around to hear me. The people of Nexus demand far more than jade. They demand justice. And in the name of sparing them any bloodshed, I will surrender to you, but I will only accept your terms if you can ensure me, under an oath, that you will provide me with a fair trial before a neutral arbiter. And that if I'm sentenced by that neutral arbiter under my true name.
Do you hear that? I want all of you to understand that Pellio isn't worthy of your respect. He's trying to weasel his way into an arbitration to possibly save his own skin. And it's the only way that he'll allow you to live.
If I wanted to... Sorry.
No, you can interrupt him.
If I wanted to save myself, I would have disappeared long ago. I returned to Nexus. Not to liberate you, I'm no rescuer. I returned to Nexus to see you liberate yourselves. And if I must sacrifice myself now in order to avoid seeing a drop of blood shed in the streets of Nexus by the people that from the bodies of the people that I love, then I will do that. Is that the action of a man who seeks to save himself? Or are you too afraid to submit to the investigation and the judgment of an impartial arbiter?
So you won't save these hundreds of people. Perhaps you'll save one. And he turns and he tilts his head. And there's a few shouts from inside the barracks. And a metal woman is dragged out of the barracks by two very burly looking men. And they throw her into the dirt with 3 spears pointed directly at her neck. She's being held at bay. This is a game system. Somebody moves against them, they automatically get the chance to strike, and they will succeed automatically. So, hundreds. 1. What is it to be?
What exactly are your new terms? And why did you wait to reveal this prisoner to me now? You haven't dealt with me honestly. How am I to trust you?
The day traitors deserve honesty has not yet arrived. Blight upon this creation we stand on.
So you would have me submit, and you promise under oath, to spare the lives of the people of Nexus, and to release your prisoner into the care of my companions.
You don't get oaths anymore. I was going to kill you before you had to see this. Now I just want to watch. Do it. And all 3 of them sink their spears down. And the head rolls in the dirt.
Zero's head?
No, their heads. She did something. No.
She was so powerful, the spears bumped off and knocked off their own
That's
heads.
what I just wanted.
Yep, Zio's head.
I'm gonna start moving to her, John, unless they take action against me.
The 3 who are holding the spears immediately lift them up and they point them at you.
I want to raise my arms.
But the head is rolled a little bit of a distance away.
I want to raise my arms very, very gradually. And then imperceptibly try to catch Sight of Light's gaze. And offer her some means, some gesture, just like a look, something to indicate to her that she should loose her arrow into this guy's neck.
5 has her head is now at your feet.
I'm just again like I'm also going to sort of just say, please. I just want to see her again, and I'd like to reach down and
Okay, so her head's pretty heavy. It's like lifting a medicine ball.
yeah. I guess I lift with my legs. Not my back.
She looks up at you, and her eyes are blinking rhythmically. 1, 2, 3.
Can you still hear me?
Roll me your perception medicine at a difficulty of 5.
Yeah, let's do it.
Intelligence medicine.
Come on. Yes. Ooh, 7 successes.
If you manage to put her head back onto her body within a limited amount of time, there is a chance that she'll still live. but we're not talking hours here. We're talking maybe a minute or two at best.
What about 3 minutes?
Sounds like it's.
A lot can happen in 3 minutes.
It's true. Ugh. Sounds like it's time for a 5-path special.
But to reattach your head is not as simple as just like rolling it back and hoping that it just like, oh yeah, it's got like magnetic. Oh, there it is.
It's not. Damn it! They didn't install that.
Which means that at the moment, you have 10 rounds. You're still in socials at the moment. You have 10 rounds before she's dead.
Cool.
Starting now. Sight of Light starts drawing her arrow again.
I would like to copy out that list as quickly as possible. I'm not trying to make an exact copy. I'm just getting the information.
Okay.
I still don't really know what this list is. I'm just like rushing back to the scene.
One I want to write in river speak and give to you, and one I'm putting in my pocket. Keep that safe.
Into the buff jacket it goes.
As I'm raising my,
Her hammer's back out, by the way.
I've allergy season. I'm just getting a bit stuffed up, and I like hork up as much mucus as I can, and I just like accidentally sneeze on this guy. I'm just like sorry about the mic. Yeah, so I kind of anticlimactically, unfortunately, just like it's a natural response. I mean, I'm putting it on, but I sneeze and spill mucus and saliva all over his body.
I want you to roll me your appearance.
What?
Presence. With 2 extra dice, 1 success, 1 willpower. And let's see if you can beat his resolve, which is 5.
Do I have a presence charm?
I don't believe you do.
But it is one of your favored
It is, so
abilities to.
Right.
So you can still spend your excellency.
How many languages do you speak, Pellio? Do you know
4.
which ones?
River.
You speak Chiron?
I speak high, low, river, and something else that I can't read. I can't read my
Swing
memory.
low,
5 paths.
sweet
Please
chariot.
take as many as you need.
Green
Take all
Fang,
of
this
them.
is hardly the time. Read the room, dude.
Always the time.
I agree, actually. That's a good point.
Oh my goodness.
9.
He's so present.
Soldiers. This man is a leader against a revolt on House Sinus. He is a traitor, a double agent who has spied against the house and fed the information to its enemies.
As he's talking, I just try to wink at Sight of Light.
And then his word is take. And we're going to roll some joint battle.
Oh!
Not you two.
Sorry, Clouds and Clouds.
Okay.
We'll get back eventually.
Yeah.
To the ash.
If we get back, everyone's dead.
On to the next town, I guess. We sure did some good here. Moving on, guys.
I think I might retire.
You know, Nix, I think this could be the beginning of a beautiful.
I get on a plane.
About how long has it been since the play, John?
About an hour.
Is that 5?
Yes. if you spent stuff right at the right when the play ended.
I did.
Cool.
Spent a lot.
All right.
Yes, so you can get 5.
5 paths.
10.
Pellio.
I know.
8.
Oh,
No.
So of the combatants that we have right now, Sight of Light, Green Fang, and 5 paths are all at 10. Pellio is at 8. But Sight of Light is currently has an ambush set up. So
Sorry, you're missing this, RJ.
It's okay.
oh, you'll get to arrive on the scene at some point, I'm sure.
Guns blazing.
Their hammers blazing.
No, the gun is blazing.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
They're just like,
The gun-
I'm glowing, and they're blazing.
all right. So Sight of Light successfully manages to strike Green Fang
Oh my god.
for, fortunately, just 4 damage. So he's going to go down to 6,
Still good.
which puts 5 paths. You are next.
Yes, I would like to attempt to grapple Green Fang. I'm going to rush to him. I'm still carrying a metal head, so I'd like to, in order to sort of distract him before I'm able to catch him in a grapple, I'd like to, bounce the head off of his chest to catch it again. I don't want to disrespect Zio, but I am going to use her head to distract him.
Cool. I will tell you that if you do that, you're taking 1 round away from her life. But it's a great stunt. Choose quickly.
I'm choosing it. I'm doing it. Oh, God.
2 successes, 2 points of willpower, 2 extra dice. That's a 3-point stunt.
Hey! Okay, sorry, coming up. Here we go. Oh, I need my numbers here.
Pellio, what will you be doing, assuming that he succeeds his grapple?
I'm engaging the battle dancer method. I'm
Okay.
doing a little dance.
Make a little.
A little.
Make a little love. I yell out to the crowd, remember Ogle! I pull out slash dance. My back is, I'm kind of turned away slightly. As I unsheath slash dance, I spin around and I kind of bend low and I try to just take a slice at the fleshy part just above his kneecap with a withering attack.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens here with the grapple.
Um,
His defense
yeah.
is currently 8.
10.
5 paths.
Well done.
I think I have to roll.
Establish your control,
Yeah.
and this is going to.
So much for that.
It was better than a kick in the face.
That's true. Did I stunt?
You did,
Okay. Okay, well,
but
Wait, that
we're
was
waiting
your-
to see what happens with this
Oh,
first.
Yeah, because
What
I'm gonna.
attack was that?
that was a withering. I shouldn't have rolled then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you can reroll. Also, I think that pool was too small.
It's Dex melee, right?
Dex melee plus your weapon accuracy if
Right,
it's a
of
withering
course.
attack.
I'm not sure what his successes are, John.
It's okay. It's easy to forget because the accuracy doesn't.
Oh,
apply.
so you were at 10, right?
I was, yeah.
Okay, so then that should be at
I
7.
make that mistake.
Yeah.
Your control.
9.
Okay, so I will roll his strength and brawl or martial arts.
I think I'm reflexive against my form. Yeah.
I'm getting it.
4,
Okay.
which means that you have 6 rounds.
Okay.
That's the control that you have. Should the martial artist, when you gain control of the grapple during your current turn, and for a number of additional rounds equal to the number of successes by which you beat your target. So,
Great.
7 rounds. After those turns elapse, automatically escape. and a grapple will also immediately end if you suffer initiative crash. So that's 7 rounds of control that you've got going on here. And for your first round, what do you intend to do? Savage, restrain or drag, throw or slam. You'll have a lot of shit that you could potentially activate at this point in time.
I would like to savage this round. So I've got him clinched, and sort of Zio's head is like resting perhaps on my shoulder. I'm gonna, having reflexively entered Mantis style, I'm going to take 2 fingers and jab it into pressure points along his side. It's a withering attack, yeah.
So this is to savage him?
Yes, for this round.
So this is, it deals withering damage without chance of failure or opportunity for defense. So you make an unarmed attack roll against defense 0 for the purpose of determining extra damage. And again, it hits automatically even if you generate 0 successes on the attack roll.
Cool. Let's do it.
John, you'll tell us when we get to the scene, right?
She does not have any charms that lets her copy down things quickly. So
Okay.
this will take a little while.
Although I am just writing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, looks like you could
After I
use
have
5.
mine, though, I want to run. I'm gonna go back.
Go for it.
Okay.
Don't get yourself
I should point out that you
killed.
don't know that combat's erupted at this point, but it's reasonable to
I'm
assume.
assuming
We left it at a pretty
it was
high
pretty.
pressure.
There was a lot.
They were really mad at the old woman, 6 successes.
On the attack or the damage?
The attack.
Okay, so roll your damage. His soak is
That's 5. I guess that's 5 threshold.
7.
Great.
Pellio.
Okay, so
He may be crashing him in a second,
yeah.
so
So
that will be.
do I wait
important
to
for you
describe my action, or should I?
So start at 7.
That's up to you.
No matter what he does and where he is, I still cry out, "Remember Ogle" to the crowd. I still unsheathe slash dance, and I try to do a stabbing action downwards. Again, just directly trying to target the groin area, which is very much
The
just-
old Pellio special.
the old paleo. I'm going straight for the balls. That's what you know. I'm engaging excellent strike, for whatever that's worth.
Okay. 5 pounds?
3.
So 3
Damage.
damage total.
Yes.
Okay, so you have not crashed. However, you have brought him down to 3 initiative, and you have gained
Dex.
4 for yourself.
Okay.
As you move to stab this guy,
Accuracy.
so his penalty. So he's taking into a penalty to his defense. However, what he's going to do is, as your sword is coming down, he is literally going to raise up on his toes, trap your sword from between his thighs, and twist so that he just lets the damage fly away from him. His defense is currently 6.
Okay. Do I get stunts?
You will get 2 dice for this.
Okay. And 1 success.
Where's the success from?
Did you?
2 dice.
2 dice.
That's what you get for your stun.
Sorry.
Making shit up over there.
Yeah, he's bargaining. It's
Bargain-
fine. It's fine.
Once an eclipse, always an eclipse. Am I right?
That's right. I get to re-roll this. Is this what is this?
That's a 1 for sure.
Okay, I get to re-roll that too.
Real Brick Wall. It might sound like it's from a trashy fan service anime. I have done this move on stage.
I
am a trashy.
I mean, not with a blade, but with a staff.
Yeah, with a staff.
8.
8 is enough to beat 6. That means you have 1 threshold success. Roll your damage, please. His soak is still 7.
Yep.
Their soak
Okay.
is that the soak of all of the dragon blooded? Is 7?
I didn't say that it was the soak of all the dragon blooded. I said it was his
Just
soak.
Rain Fang.
The defense
Okay.
is 6.
Gotcha.
I rolled 8 to defense is 6. Why is it 1 threshold success?
Because you have the correct number, and then that's. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it's just
2 successes. Go.
Thank you, the fates.
I hope that makes a
We
difference.
just really want to kill this guy, John. I think that's what's going on.
He's
Excellent-
terrible
Does
in a good
excellent
way.
strike no, it doesn't do damage. Eh?
No,
it's
it
just
doesn't
like
do anything for your damage.
1, 2,
3, 4.
That's pretty good.
Or
I think
Four
that's enough,
crashes
dude.
him.
great.
Yeah, it's you're.
That's great.
Oh yeah! Yeah!
You just nodded your
Fuck
head.
you.
That doesn't make you happy.
4 crashes him, which means that puts you up to 18 initiative.
Yeah.
But it is Greenfang's turn.
Uh-oh.
Greenfang does not want to be grappled.
Not
Yep.
even fair.
So here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Greenfang is going to attempt to get out of it. So let's roll.
Okay. Am I parrying this or am I? No, I'm essentially reestablishing.
Here, actually, let me just see
I'm
here.
actually-
No, he's going to attack you.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we've already established control. But
Right.
if he attacks you and he does damage to you, you're going to forfeit a turn of control.
Right.
Um,
And my defense is at a -2 because I'm in the middle of like grappling him or whatever.
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
But that's okay. So,
RJ's.
so he's attempting to break out of his grapple.
So
Oh,
what
yeah,
he's
there.
actually attempting to do at this point is he's going to crouch very low in your hold and drive his boots into your feet and then simultaneously pull 2 small shuriken and just try to jab them into your hips to cause you enough pain to try to make you let go.
I'm going to attempt to parry him by allowing him to stomp on my feet, but I'm going to twist my hips sideways, using my hip bone to try to parry the shuriken.
All right, what's
out
your
of the way.
defense?
It's 6, but maybe minus from the. Yeah, I think it's
You
minus
have a
1 or
minus 2.
2, so 4.
Yeah, and you can't perform a flurry.
Okay.
Victims caught in a grapple cannot take movement actions, suffer a -1 penalty to all attacks, but he did not beat your defense. However, he then shouts, "Go!" Your crowd, the sellswords, and the soldiers start to move en masse towards the center, the soldiers with deliberate steps, shields up and spears out, the crowd running in with whatever they have, and the sellswords doing their best, but the fight is on. River Jade,
Am I here?
you can see what's going on, but you are at long range.
Oh!
Any
Is
sign
there
of
a
jail?
horse nearby?
Oh. Oh no.
She was in that play. Maybe she fell asleep. She was always very sleepy at the monastery. I don't know, man.
Do we have anyone else with us?
Satellite. But she's.
Jaya exits the theater.
What's going on, guys?
Is it round, so it's my turn?
Well, first, there's going to have to be some more join battle rolls, as other people have joined battle.
Right.
So this is going to happen very quickly. Don't worry. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Okay.
I assume the dragon-blooded 15 as well are also, like, the 15 jade are
No, they're
also-
watching.
Oh, just chilling. That's cool.
They're watching. So,
Making me nervous.
Sinus. Is it 8? Rabble. Is it 4?
Rabble.
Sellswords.
They are a rabble.
Oh my god.
Is it 5? Jaya. There's a lot of people here now.
Can we make the font slightly
Is it
smaller
6?
on the?
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. Can everyone see that? You good? Perfect.
Oh, that's better.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. For the purposes of this, because this is going to become very difficult to adjudicate in a second, I'm going to ask all of you to think of who you were going to target. Remember that there's still 12 dragon-blooded who have currently not taken an action. They're waiting. And I want you to just tell me who they are right now. Go.
Dragon-blooded.
Green Fang.
Sinus.
You're going on after the 12 of them?
Oh, wait. Okay, sorry. I thought you meant of the groups. I'm going after Green Fang.
Yeah, Green Fang?
Yeah.
Green Fang.
Yeah.
Okay. Nyx, it's going to take you another 2 rounds.
Cool.
Zio
I think I might have just
is down to 7.
my character.
All right. We're going to focus on our good friend Pellio first. You're at initiative 18.
Okay. I see them grappling.
And he's crashed, so any hardness he has, even though if he had more than 18 hardness, I'd be surprised. But you don't have to worry about that because he's...
I'm just like, at this point, I've been in Battle Dancer method for a while. I'm starting to feel myself. I'm just starting to like get in the groove. And I'm just like grooving in my Battle Dancer. I leap up. I see them grappling. I make a very deliberate step onto his forehead and I spring up and do a triple axel kind of pirouette thing. Kind of like Swan Lake thing. Just like very elegantly spinning in the air, twirling slash dance. And then as I feel a force of gravity bringing me back down to the earth, I'm leading with slash dance, aiming directly for the space between his 2 eyes, in the hope of landing a decisive blow.
Okay. He's going to, in this grapple that he is in, try to free one of his hands, withdraw a jade diclave, and pulling it from his coat up to try to block it, although he's still being held, and this will be difficult. His defense is 6. I will give you 2 dice, 1 success, 1 willpower.
1 success.
And you can make your roll. In the
I'm
meantime...
using Excellent Strike too.
Yeah. In the meantime, we're going to go to 5 paths.
My action will be to slam him. I can only...
Come on and slam.
Welcome to the jam, buddy. I only can benefit up to a certain amount of like rounds of control forfeited, but it will be a decisive attack. Bashing damage, I'm just attempting to lift him, well, throw him up over my head and slam him on the ground, like on the tatami mat behind me. There is one outside, right? No, okay, cool. The dusty ground.
No. However, for your slam, what that's going to do is inflict damage in the same fashion as savaging an opponent, with the following difference. It's your damage dice pool is boosted by 2 for each turn of control that you're forfeiting. So, or 1 die if it's decisive. So it's whichever one you choose.
Decisive, but only up to my strength, so...
Pellio
crappy,
started
but-
to glow.
Yeah,
Heads up.
I'm glowing.
Pellio's glowing! So I'll take some extra damage dice,
So
but
Pellio
it's still pretty good.
is it just your cast mark that's glowing, or did you spend 10?
No, he did not spend 10.
Okay, so it's your cast mark.
Yeah.
Your eclipse.
1, 2, 3, 4.
He's an eclipse, guys. Get him.
Good, get him! Nice.
6,
I like the
7,
implication that they wouldn't get any other cast.
9,
Wow.
10,
Holy fuck.
11, 12, 13.
Well, nice knowing you, Green Fang.
Okay, so that's
13, 14, 15. Sorry, I forgot to
yep.
count.
So that'll beat his defense. Please roll 18 dice.
Okay.
18 dice. That'll reset your initiative down to 3.
6,
Important things to do if this works anyway, so that's good.
And then we're going to go consult with our good friend, River Jade.
I'm ready.
Come on, big money, big money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8.
Consultation, you're like,
Sorry, I have a.
So while he brings his sword up, yours comes down, catches him, and it slides down his face and buries itself into his collarbone. You can hear a gasp escape. You've definitely done a ton of damage to him. He isn't dead yet, but we're going to 5 paths. 5 paths. It's time for you to, you don't even have to roll your attack, you just have to roll your decisive damage. So
Great.
that's going to be 11 plus your strength.
Great, 13. This will be bashing damage. I am not aiming. Well, I'm slamming him onto the ground. I mean, I guess you can tell me if that ends up being
No, that would
lethal.
be, it's, so specifically, it normally inflicts bashing damage, but can inflict lethal damage if you decide to throw him onto like a spike. But you're doing bashing?
Yes.
Okay. Your initiative is also reset to 3. And you no longer have 7 rounds of control, because you've...
Yeah. I got more important things to do. 5 successes.
Okay, that's it for Green Fang. He passes out. As you smash him into the dust, he just goes limp. His diclave scatters off to one side.
Grab it.
Because he is... Grab it! I want the jade! Because he is unconscious at this point, if somebody chooses to take a decisive attack against him, they will most likely just kill him. He's still considered crashed for the purposes of hardness.
Okay.
River Jade,
Yep.
what are you doing?
Okay, so I am running into the. I'm trying to run along the outskirts to get so I'm closer, a little bit closer to the dragon-blooded crew. Are they still lined up?
Yes.
Cool. I want to join battle, and then I have something I want to do that uses my turn.
Okay.
But do I have to make some sort of like attacking move to join battle?
No,
Or can I
but
just-
they'll join battle as well if you're
Cool.
attacking them.
Yeah.
So let's roll some join battle.
Great.
For the purposes of this, I am going to roll once for all of them.
Okay.
River Jade versus 12 dragon-blooded. A comedy.
Thanks.
Aren't there 12 of them?
I mean,
I know. He's no good.
Oh no, we're okay. We're okay, guys.
I mean, the book describes the Dawns taking on like armies of terrestrials.
It's true.
With them, you know.
I got 11.
Very well. So, River Jade
Yep.
has 11, and we're just going to call him the Dragon-Blooded for now.
Oh god.
13. So, but you're approaching them.
Yeah.
So, what is your intention here?
So I want to use my hammer to throw it low down. It's a fairly large hammer, almost as big as me. I am pretty tall, by the way.
There's your answer, folks.
So I want to throw it low down to try and knock as many of them off balance as if I'm bowling, essentially. And they're my pins.
Yeah.
As if you're bowling,
Yeah.
and they're my pins.
Yes.
All right. Are you familiar with what a battle group is?
We've done this before. It's been several sessions.
So you're treating them as if they're a battle group.
Yeah.
I will point out that it is possible to treat a battle group, even though they do have a certain amount of might because they are exalted.
Yep.
So they have might 3. So here we go.
Am I rolling my attack?
Oh,
Or no, not yet.
yeah. I'll let you roll your attack
Yay.
first.
Okay.
Because they didn't quite expect this. So I'll let you do yours first. So what's going to happen is you're going to attack them.
Yep. And I'm spending 4 peripheral motes and then my 7 for my charm, but my 7 are mute. So I don't think I'm glowing yet.
Okay, well, I mean,
And I'm spending a willpower.
you are wielding a hammer that's very, very large.
It's true.
It's probable that you're chosen. There's a good chance
There's a
of
good
this.
chance. Do I get anything stunting wise?
You are going to get 2 dice, 2 successes, 2 willpower.
Hey.
Except the one I just spent. Oh, thanks, John. Please.
That was so. Oh man, I sure hope they listen.
Please die now.
Thank you so much. Love River Jade.
I really hope they all make the sound that bowling pins make when you knock them over.
I'm really hoping
The
they
most
do.
satisfying sound in the whole world.
Truly.
I,
I got 8.
yeah. Other
Oh,
than
plus my 2 successes.
the sound of us.
10.
Right.
So you got 10 total successes.
Yes.
All right. So their defense.
Oh, sorry, 11 because I spent a willpower.
Okay. All right. So we're going to say that this is. I did not anticipate that you were just going to straight up attack them.
She's full of surprises, our River Jade. And when she surprises, people die.
Surprise! Oh God.
It was withering.
Was it though?
All right. Go ahead. Their soak is 10.
Okay. Oh my god. So, there it is.
We're going to fudge this somewhat. Yeah. Go.
Okay. I'm also spending 4 motes to use fire and stone strike. So, on a withering attack, I spend up to my strength score in motes. Before making the attack, if the attack hits, each mote spent adds a single die to the post-soak damage.
Okay.
So that's 4.
Did you remove the 10 already as well?
No.
Oh,
Good
okay.
call. Good.
Because if you're adding 4,
But-
right? Like
Okay. And then it's adding 4 after?
exactly.
Got it.
Post soak. It's great. Now, Pellio, I think you're gonna owe us a drink after this.
So I got 4. And then now I roll 4 dice? Or
You're going to have to look at it. You're the one holding the charm.
if the
here.
attack hits,
Yeah.
each
Which it
mote
did.
spent adds a single die to the post-soak damage of the attack.
Yeah. So
So
then you.
now I roll 4?
Yes.
Okay. I got
Technically, you
2.
would roll them all at once, but it doesn't matter.
Okay. So I
Post soak
got-
means that after you reduce the damage for soak, then that amount of dice is added. That's what that means.
Okay. So then I have 6. then
6?
total.
Great. That's going to put your initiative up to 17. And now, as your hammer comes out, it manages to bowl 3 of them under them, scattering them a little bit. It's not quite a strike. Perhaps you'll pick up the spare. But as your hammer comes back to your hands, they all turn to you.
Yeah, fuck.
And they all attack you.
Oh my god.
What's your defense normally?
5.
What are you doing to try to ward off all of these dragon-blooded coming at you?
So is there like a surface that I can jump onto?
No, your
Mhm.
movement you took care of by charging at them and throwing
Right,
your
yeah,
hammer.
Sure. Right. Cool. Okay. Let me find my resistance charm.
Okay, so it's a resistance charm that you're looking at? Great, so your defense stays at 5. They're going to attack you, and the onslaught penalty will be
You
severe.
can still stunt your parry, friend.
Okay.
Please, please do.
So I want to run, like charge towards them to try and show that I'm not afraid of them with my hammer out to try and block as many of their like weapons as I can.
Okay,
Kind of like spinning it a little bit.
all right. So
quarter
your defense is normally 5?
Yeah.
Now it is 6.
Ha.
I'm going to assume that this is going to apply to all the attacks that are about to happen. I'm going to do it in very rapid succession.
Okay.
I'm not treating them as a battle group for this. I treated them as a battle group for her attack, because normally she'd be able to attack one of them and that's it.
Okay.
They're not actually a battle group. Okay.
Is it all decisive?
No, this is all withering.
I mean,
None of them have very much in the way of I mean, I guess if all of them chose to decisive, they might be able to chip you down, but...
Okay.
Okay. Okay. River Jade.
Yep. I'm scared.
What is your soak?
So my soak is 8.
That's a lot of soak. I'm gonna roll
And
one damage roll against you, and then multiply it.
so I'm also going to increase my soak by using Spirit Strengthens the
Wise.
Skin. So I'm going to be glowing, or like at least, yeah, glowing. So give me 1 second just to... 1 mote per point. I can't double my natural soak.
I'm just wondering if I should like do something really great.
And is this soak for one attack?
Oh, I got to do it for all of them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Shit.
And there's, you bowled over 2 of them. And
3. You said
Sorry,
3.
3. Bowled over 3 of them. One of them
important.
is involved with you.
Okay.
So that means that there's 11 attacks coming in.
Yeah. Okay.
And of those 11, 9 of them succeeded. So 9 attacks.
Okay,
I
cool.
don't-
So if I can't double my strength score, that means I can spend up to 8? Is that...
Well, it's because it's each attack for soak.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about doubling in terms of, because it's each one is an individual. So
Okay.
are you doing this 8 times?
Yes.
Okay. Figure out how many times how many motes you want to spend per, and then multiply that by 8, and that's how much you spend. And then tell me what your soak is.
Multiply by 8.
Okay, how many motes are you spending?
I'm spending 8.
8 times 8 is 64.
No.
Do you have 64 motes?
Oh, no, sorry. I misunderstood.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to spend then 2?
2 per?
Yeah.
2 per attack? Okay, so that's 16 motes.
Yeah.
Spend those. Do you have any motes left?
Oh my gosh.
No, I wouldn't, I think. So maybe...
Okay, so just dump them all out.
Okay.
Yes.
Give me a second.
Okay, you're now at bonfire.
Yeah.
I have 1 mote left.
So that you're 1 mote left?
I have 1 mote left.
1 mote left? Okay.
Make
Alright.
it count.
Are you going to spend that 1 last mote on 1 extra soak for 1 of the attacks? Or are you going to hold on to it? You'll gain 5 at the end of this round.
Carpe diem, yeah.
You'll gain 5.
Hold on to that 1
You're
mote.
holding on to it?
Yep.
Oh, well.
This was my very first mote I ever had. I never spent it.
So, because you are reducing each attack by 2,
Yeah.
every one of these that I'm doing, so
Yeah.
of 9, I am rolling, and your total soak for each one is what?
This is where
So
I
your
get
soak is
confused. My regular soak is 8.
So your
I
soak is
spent
10.
16. Okay. For every
Which means that for each attack that's coming in, of which there are 9 of them, I'm rolling 4 dice, which means 36 dice of withering damage are coming at you right now.
Oh, fuck.
Okay?
One of those D10 rollers would be pretty good right now, I think.
I think right now might be a good time to start smoking.
I picked the wrong day to quit huffing.
Oh, Nix, don't look so scared. At least they're not attacking you.
You're right. It could always be worse.
River Jade, you are at 17. River Jade, you are now at -5.
Oh, no.
And each of the dragon-blooded.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, wow.
Duck.
So you have gone down 22. So divided among all of them, they're each going to go up by 3, except one of them has also crashed you. So they're going up by 5. Which means that now most of the dragon-blooded are at 18. One of them is at 23.
189.
And they're surrounding you.
Sorry, guys, I shouldn't have attacked the dragon blood.
It was badass for a second, yo. It was, own it.
Rewind.
And that's when you hear a very loud, "Don't you dare!" And Sight of Light just leaps off the building and pulls an arrow, loosens it, loosens another as she's in midair, just diving towards you. It is not terribly effective.
For love. No.
Well, we'll see how effective it is, actually. Not much. So, the lead Dragon-Blooded goes down by 3, and she is going to go up by 4. So, in fact, she still has 19 initiative, which is pretty good. The soldiers march forward, and they start crushing the rabble, just beating them with their shields, and like as each one rushes, their spears come forward. The sellswords are managing to take some hits as they're flanking and coming in from the side. Nix, I'm going to let you show up at this point. I lied. You can show up now if
Thanks.
you wish.
I would like to have activated my form
I
once
imagine.
more, please.
And then you can roll join battle for me, please.
Thank you.
Uh,
It will be my blinding battle feint. Join battle, please.
Jaya, seeing all this, Pellio, this has to stop! Pellio, do you want to kill... do you wish to kill... I'll ask both of you. Five Paz or Pellio, do you wish to kill Green Fang?
I place Slash Dance into the incision that I've made in the neck, and I call out to the Dragon-Blooded with like every bit of vocal power that I possess. And I say, I'll kill your leader unless you release her, or I kill your leader. Essentially is...
It's pretty.
Yeah.
A bargain?
It's a bargain. If they decided the death of one of them mattered.
Okay.
I'm going to have you roll, but this is going to be very difficult. I'm going to have you roll your... I'm going to have you roll your appearance presence.
Really?
Yes. Your appearance presence.
amazing.
I'll give you 2 dice for your stunt. But you have a difficulty of 7.
Fuck.
Appearance, presence, 2 dice, and every moat I own.
I mean, up to
Well, he can double his pool.
Right.
That's what he can do.
and every.
So what's your pool currently?
2, 4, 6, 7,
Without the 2 dice for your stunt.
5.
Oh,
So you can spend 5. Okay, you are now glowing.
I'm glowing. Yeah, I'm glowing.
See me glowing.
Just a bunch of light now in the sky.
this is fair.
Especially one beacon that just...
Nyx just shakes her.
I'm just curious as to why my appearance matters here, but anyway.
Because at this point, you're just shouting at people who are trying to kill her. How striking you are matters. And this is why appearance actually is a stat.
How great is your mustache?
Exactly.
How great is it?
We'll find
I
out.
waxed it this morning.
Can I reflexively use impassion? No, I can't reflexively anything because it's not.
Pretty well. Pretty good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I gotta figure out my life eventually.
7.
7 is going to be enough
What's this?
for the Dragon-Blooded to hesitate.
Nice.
But you haven't convinced them utterly yet. They look at you, or rather, a few of them. Some of them are getting up off the ground. River Jade is just being like frantically trying to keep all of them at bay, but you're being pressed up now against the wall of the building.
Fuck.
And remember, there are 12 of them, or sorry, 11 of them, all of whom are now in the kill zone with their initiative. So I'm going to ask if anybody has any socials they want to take before I call round, which you just did.
I can't do another one. No.
I'll let you know what happens after these guys have a
Okay.
chance.
Yeah.
So it's not. What wall am I against?
You're against the wall of the barracks.
Join battle was my action, right? This round?
Yes, you can still take a social, but if you want to be
It's a movement action, it's not a social action.
Okay, what are you trying to do?
I want to see if I can sneak up to Pellio without anyone noticing me.
Everybody's eyes are on Pellio. So no, you wouldn't. You can get within short range of him, but you can't get in close.
That's what I'd like to do.
I want to remove the list
I'm gonna kill Pellio.
of that I had from Nick's.
I would.
Okay.
Is there like a little like pedestal somewhere? Like next to me, like a rock or something?
No, you're against a building.
Can I?
What are you trying to do?
I want to do my very best to like draw as much attention towards me as possible. It's, you know, got a light going off. And I want to read out all of the positions that Sinus, like everything.
That will take
Sinus has
longer
done.
than you have in
Yeah?
one round. It's a big list. You could probably get 1 or 2 names off.
Okay, not worth it.
Kind of worth it.
What if it's like, I have a list of everything Sinus has done to corrupt and try and steal the throne of the Scarlet Empress. As loud as I can,
Okay,
holding it up.
5 paths ascending.
I'm taking Zio's head. I'm sort of
Furtively trying to make your way to her body.
not so furtively. I'm rushing it. I'm essentially trying to, like, I'm skipping along the ground almost. Like, I'm trying to stay low and move towards her as fast as I can.
Okay. You're not taking any socials, you're just moving close.
Yeah, I'm moving to as close to Pellio as I can get.
And is there like a purpose to this?
My purpose will be what I can do next round.
Okay.
I need to pass the paper to Pellio. This is my ultimate goal.
All right.
But I don't want to be intercepted.
Can blow up to him on breaks.
Jaya is going to take an action. Sight of Light is currently standing as close as she can to River Jade. She has dropped her bow and has just spread her hands wide, just on either side, to try to cover you as best she can.
Satellite, no.
And Jaya shouts, nothing. She's looking at the battlefield, and there's this moment where she has pain in her eyes. Morden walks out of the building and he sees what's happening. And it looks like you guys are intent on fighting this out. Round.
Oh, fighting is such a dirty word.
I have 6 modes.
Oh dear.
Make them count. All right. Socials for anybody at the start of this round, which includes what you would perhaps like to do, Pellio? You don't get to take an action. Your initiative is 3.
Yeah, Pellio sees JS, sees Morden. And he drops Slash Dance on the ground. And he puts his hands up. And he cries out, I yield to Sinus. The dancer yields.
Cool. Roll me 3 dice limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
1.
Gain 1 limit. I mean, he has a hatred for House Sinus.
Yeah,
it's
it's
yeah.
a pretty
Yeah,
shitty
hard
thing
to
to
say.
do. I
That's
agree.
a pretty shitty thing to have to do.
I'm going to ask each of you to put your hands beneath the table.
Okay.
I like
Scott?
these games. Yeah. I'm just writing the journal.
Now, You're going to bring one hand up, put your fist out,
Okay.
thumb to the side. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, go. On go, if you are going to relinquish your weapons or show a sign of surrender, you're going to put your thumbs up. If you are not, you are going to put your thumb down. Nix, you're included in this.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
I'm also banishing my weapon. I'm not giving it to them.
So wait a minute. So this is surrender.
Yeah.
So you're banishing
Oh.
your weapon.
Oh, sorry. This is surrender.
Yeah, this is surrender.
Oh, I mixed up the cues.
No, don't kill me. I made a mistake.
So
Hold on.
5 paths says no surrender.
Yeah.
Nix
One.
hidden is no surrender.
action.
Right.
And River Jade is
No surrender. Okay.
Do you hear the people?
They all
Alright.
died at the end of that.
They did.
I can take a scar, right? Yeah. Okay.
So I have this charm called Thunderclap Rush. I'd like to, if I may, close the distance between myself and Pellio by Thunderclap Rush attacking him. I don't know if I can pull my punch so it's not actually going to do any damage to him, but I do want to basically run and tackle him with Thunderclap Rush.
what is the okay? I want to know what your goal is with this.
I need to pass him the paper, and this is how I'm getting to him before anyone else can.
This is going to count as your action this turn, and you will spend the motes for Thunderclap Rush.
Yes.
You don't actually have to tackle him, but I'll let you get to him.
Perfect.
You can if you want. If you want to make it seem like
Actually,
you're
let's
attacking
do that.
What? No. Don't do that.
This was my heroic surrender.
Yeah.
him. Okay, but we're going to act in order of
My
initiative
moment.
because that is what we do.
But this does allow me to act. So I've already done my thing.
Well, your initiative
Well,
is what?
well, that's what Thunderclap Rush is.
Right. So go ahead and do your join battle.
I did.
What is it?
Oh, it was 8.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Make an attack
Let's
regardless
put you up
of
here.
their position in the initiative order, which is fun.
So we're going to put Nix at 8. You're going to rush before everybody else.
Yep.
Pellio, you are tackled, and a paper is pressed to your chest.
Make it count, actor.
Back in the stuff.
I don't think I can, but that'd be
Into some tall grass in Nexus.
Tall grass capital of the creation.
Exactly.
To establish a fact. Every day.
Everyone
God.
knows they love their gardens of tall grass in Nexus. Into a barrel? I don't know.
Into the ground, into the sewers.
Can you imagine
Said I'm just gone.
jumping into one of those giant water barrels? You just hear a splash, and then they go to look, and just gone.
That'd be amazing.
Amazing.
Oh god.
The lead dragon-blooded still alive makes a decisive attack against River Jade.
RJ. There's nothing I can do, I think, for this.
You can try to stunt your parry still.
Okay. All right.
It's great.
Yeah, she's just gonna yell at him, like
Just
just
defiance?
yeah.
Screaming defiance
She's
at him.
screaming defiance. Fuck you at him.
I'll give you one for that.
Thank you. First.
Gosh.
His attack is successful. Shit. Against Sight of Light.
No.
She's standing in front of you and defending you.
No. Is it worse? I think it might be worse.
Okay, so his initiative resets. Great. The second dragon-blooded moves to make a decisive attack against River Jade. Are you stunting your defense here as well? Sight of Light still stands.
Okay.
However, she now has a very wicked-looking dagger embedded in her side.
Okay. I want to try to step in front of Sight of Light to like move her out of the vicinity.
Okay.
And then I'm just trying to throw my hammer against them as
Great.
my defense.
What's your normal defense?
It's 5.
Okay,
It's my
so your
parry.
defense is currently 6 because you still haven't been successfully attacked yet.
Okay.
The attack is successful.
Uh-huh.
Is this gonna happen 9 times?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Well,
Pellio, can you go have sex with something so we can sit in silence for 3 minutes?
Now he's turned on of all the time. He's just made this
All right.
tragic surrender.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Still horny.
I'm so turned on by my own nobility. Oh my god.
Guys,
yeah.
I know.
I think I'm gonna die.
No,
And
no.
Still Light might die. I mean, not Still Light, Sight of Light.
Still
I
Light's
always
already dead.
mix up those two.
Fuck.
The first attack, Sight of Light manages to block, but it comes at a cost. The dagger digs into her side, and she doesn't make a sound. The second attack, while she attempts to deflect it, River Jade steps in front of the attack and absorbs the blow herself, scoring a cut along your upper thigh. And they trade back and forth, each of them attempting to defend the other from another attack, and another, and another, and another. I know how much damage you're taking here. I know how much damage she is taking. I'm going to ask you whether you wish to take a scar to mitigate this damage. Do you believe it's enough? Do you truly believe it's enough?
I don't know. Probably not.
5 paths?
Yes.
What were you doing this round?
I was making my way to Zio because we need more allies.
And you were attempting to reattach her head.
Yes.
You are going to roll intelligence medicine. You can supplement this with charms if you have them.
I do.
Figure that out. Nyx?
I've already acted this turn.
Okay, but are you like trying to then back away from him?
Oh yeah.
Pellio? You're seeing this happening to them, but your initiative is 3. So by the time you get up from the tackle and the paper's in your hand,
Okay.
There's nothing I can do, eh?
just
I wildly hack, unthinkingly, just in a frenzy. I just wildly hack at the neck. Try to sever the head of
Green Fang.
Green Fang, and if I'm successful, I try to take the severed head and throw it at the dragon-blooded to try to distract them.
I'm not gonna look at the paper.
I can't. I don't think I'm in a state to really look at the paper right now.
That's fair.
I mean,
Oh no. The Kleenex box has come out.
Oh yeah.
Jeo would like to say the following day that she shouted, that she tried to shout out that we surrender, to ask for clemency, to ask at least for the fighting to stop for a moment. But if she's honest with herself, if she reflects as clearly as she eventually is able to do, she knows that it came out as nothing more than a hoarse whisper. As Five Paths Ascending attempts to pull one of their party together, as Sight of Light and River Jade attempt to defend each other when all of them are feeling the rain of blows, and as Pellio is given a weapon but unable to even focus on using it, we'll end the session here.
Well, that was fun.
Yay!
Woo! Violence.
I have questions for you, Jen. So I'll ask them at some point. Yep.
Elizabeth, what did you learn?
That she knows the perfect way to end this war, but it might be too late.
Amir, what did you learn?
Pellio's a broken, weak person, and he doesn't really know himself, and he wants to give Sinus what they want at this point.
Scott, what did you learn?
Great actions require great risks. Great risks sometimes crash and burn.
Jess, what did you learn?
It's probably not a good idea to attack 15 dragon-blooded. Sorry,
Bless your
14
Bless you.
at once by yourself.
Five experience for all of you. River Jade, you accompanied Nyx in an attempt to make sure that she could accomplish her night duties. Five Paths Ascending, you did the same for Pellio. I grant you 4 solar experience. There was an achievement earned.
Oh wait.
Scarface. Oh my god.
Please.
There were 2, actually. The first, witness me for reckless stunting, goes to River Jade.
Whee!
And the second, drop the mic to cause complete silence at the table, goes to all 4 of you.
Not Pellio for the 3 minutes. Anything?
He has to actually do that.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, I'm going to jail, so there's always...
Wait.
Oh,
wait.
you think you're going to jail?
That's so sweet. Yeah.
Wait, what?
They said you'd be executed immediately.
Wow. In a jail... Oh, fun.
No.
Okay. All I wanted was a trial. I mean,
I know.
it's just a trial.
I know, but I'm sorry. All you wanted was the downfall of House Sinus and their embarrassment, but like.
But I was happy to take a trial. I would have taken a
It could have even been like a sham trial. I just wanted the publicity. Hey, John.
I just wanted the publicity.
The Pellio the second story.
He's just so good at acting.
I have numbers written in front of me. There's a laptop here, if you can't tell. There are numbers in front of me. They're numbers that are very important. They're numbers that I will not fudge. But we don't get to find out about them until next week. You will not get the opportunity to spend experience between this session and the next.
Sorry.
Except Nick's.
Yay.
Yay!
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, go for it.
We have a Discord channel, or Beanduck has a Discord channel, to discuss all of Beanduck's shows, but there may be some discussion in on this one. You can find a full party channel on that server, alongside a spoilers discussion on that server, alongside a table chatter channel on that server. You'll find the link below, or someone will paste it into the chat, and we'll see how that comes out. But that's because there are other great shows on the Beanduck network, which we can find out about.
Absolutely. So tomorrow, oh God, we have at 6 p.m. friend request, where our fearless leader will be playing Seven Wonders Duel.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast and a half. And then we have Depth of Field, a very exciting episode at 9 p.m. where we are airing our interview with Oscar-nominated actor Jesse Eisenberg. He's
I know,
talking
right?
about his new film, The Art of Self-Defense. Eric interviewed him. We shot it. It's awesome. So please tune in. You will not want to miss this. And then on Wednesday, we have Cosplay Cave, 6:30. We have 2 fantastic guests lined up.
I mean, I don't even know if there's a decision point to be had here. There have been some suggestions, but there's been a lot that's happened. I mean, a lot that's happened. I will tell you that you do get a chance to play next Monday, and all 4 players and their PCs are still alive. I'll give you that much.
Oh.
But the NPCs.
I said nothing about NPCs. Scott, you'll remember your role
Yes.
for your medicine, and you'll tell me at the end of the session you will not tell the other players.
I already wrote it down.
No, I don't think that there is going to be a decision point
Damn.
on this episode.
It's cold.
I think there's a lot to unpack here. Any words from anybody?
I mean,
Emotions.
I think that got out of hand really fast. But by which I just mean that we went from such a high to such an incredible low over that 3-hour period, and I think the high riding, it just fell off so because even you guys were coming back with a potential it was such a win to go get it. You came back with a victory, oh crap, maybe I can help Zio, and then maybe we'd be able to. But I just think at the end of the day, if we antagonize too many enemies at the same time, that's not a blame. It's saying
Yeah.
it just
River
fell off
Jade
real
was not
fast.
the one who started to antagonize them.
He means me.
No, he doesn't.
Ooh.
I mean,
That's what I have to say.
the Zio dancer prophecy is weighing on Pellio's mind so strongly right now that he's not technically in limit, but he's like kind of in a form of limit in his own. He's just like, yeah. He really feels like he crapped the bed severely.
I mean,
Yeah, he kind of. Yeah.
we have entered the cave. Yeah, if you, yeah.
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Truly. Yeah. I've read Joseph Campbell. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Do with that information what you will.
I mean, it's good information. Anybody else?
Wish I had written something really great on those 4 pages, I guess. That's what I should have done. I mean, I had other things to do, but...
Yes.
You know, there's just lots of emotions. That is all.
Liz?
It's weird. Well, it's weird. It's interesting playing Exalted with a character who absolutely would never run screaming into a pack of enemies. And so I feel like she's doing exactly what she would do. And that might mean that a lot of people die. And she couldn't save them. And that's, yeah. It's a thing.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Well, there's some things to look forward to. I can say that much. I have to thank our crew. They're over there. I have to thank the audience for being here today. I mean, this is a session to have been to. If this worked. And I have to thank the 4 of you.
I mean, thank you for running.
Thank you, John.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
I am very curious what's going to happen, but we'll have to find out next time. That's Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, right here, twitch.tv/Beanduck. We'll see you then.